Okay, there we go.
We on there.
Yes.
It was delayed.
I'm looking at me chewing.
But it wasn't up there for a minute. It wasn't up there for a minute.
So it's still on?
It's live.
No,
No,
Okay, let's get
Straight
it.
now.
Okay, let's get it. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom to the worldwide family. Peaceful Sabbath, y'all, as we get about our Abba's business today. Y'all know how we get down. We turn toward Holy Jerusalem and get our prayer on, y'all.
All right, family. We're going to get this opening prayer. And it is with the Most High's permission. And is in the name of His only begotten and beloved Son, our Lord and Savior and our Redeemer, Yahushua HaMashiach. But we know Him as Jesus the Christ, family. Long live the King.
Long live the King.
Reading in the book of Psalms, in the 142nd chapter, it reads,
Yes, sir.
I cried unto the Most High with my voice.
Yes, sir.
With my voice unto the Yahweh did I make my supplication. I poured out my complaint before Him. I showed before Him my trouble. When my spirit was overwhelmed within me, then Thou knewest my path. In the way wherein I walked, have they privily laid a snare for me.
Yes, sir.
I looked on my right hand and beheld, but there was no man that would know me. Refuge failed me. No man cared for my soul. I cried unto Thee, O Yahweh.
Yes, sir.
I said, Thou art my refuge and my portion in the land of the living.
Yes, sir.
Attend unto my cry, for I am brought very low. Deliver me
Yes.
from my persecutors, for they are stronger than I. Bring my soul out of prison, that I may praise Thy name. The righteous shall compass me about, for Thou shalt deal bountifully with me. Hallelujah! Say God!
All praise to the Most High. Yes, sir. Deal bountifully with me. Well, that's what we're searching for. But y'all know how we do before we get started. Want to just our continued prayers and blessings for our sick and shut in. The house of Uriah. Sister Hananiah is really doing well, y'all. Since she's been going to physical therapy, she's actually been up and down some steps. Got about over 100 steps in walking, so she's determined, y'all, to get back to herself, so to speak. But the blessings are truly coming in for the prayers, and it's gave her motivation. You know, faith without works is dead. So her faith and her works are starting to show. You know what I'm saying? And also continual prayers, y'all, for our family in the homeland. Brother Akhtar, Emal Yisrael, Emal Naomi, y'all, because it's war over there. Weapons or rockets are flying daily, and don't know when the next one gonna come, and it's shaking the buildings, y'all. Look, these drive-bys we complaining about ain't nothing comparable to that.
Right.
You see some lunatic youngsters riding, hanging out of a car, but if you see a scud go by, you be like, now wait a minute.
Right.
This a whole nother level. Shalom, Mark Jeremiah. So, y'all, we need prayer for them, continual prayer also for Brother Sheb and Sister Nakia over there as well, over in the Ascalon area. You know, and all Hebrews, man, that's went home, so to speak, and they're facing a little bit of drama in the homeland, y'all, but you know, most have made up their mind, well, if that's where the drama gonna be, that's where I'm gonna be resurrected, so to speak.
That's right.
So y'all, just more prayer for our continual house, Brother Andre Israel and Sister Luciana, she's doing really well. And also the house of Elder Judah, his wife, she's doing much better. What you got over there, Jeremiah?
They had to rush my sister to the hospital.
Yeah, I know you was going to see her on her birthday.
And
had my first cousin pass.
Oh,
Both
man.
of them after Wednesday they passed. I thought it was Thursday morning.
So sister still in the hospital?
Yeah, they gonna keep them.
They gonna keep it for a little while?
Yeah, they said Kenny down 10%.
Oh, okay, okay. Just get a refresh, get on back out of it. What you got, sis?
A young man named 28 years old named Kyle J. Golden. All his family in this city and the city where he's from have rejected him and won't let him stay anywhere. So he's at the bus station right now. The Lord put it in my heart to bless him financially, but to tell him that when your family rejects you, Christ never does.
Right,
And
so,
also my daughter Mercedes Montgomery, she's in the drug
thank you, man.
rehab program,
Uh-huh.
and just all of our families.
Yeah.
We all need.
We need it in this hour because it's a lot going on,
Yeah.
sis. So,
Yeah.
y'all, but we have to make sure that the people understand and that our prayers are not going on deaf ears, so to speak. You know, and you have to tell them also with the prayer. Now, look, faith without works is dead. We can pray for you, but if you don't attempt to help yourself, we can't do it because we on our own, so to speak, and that's what we're gonna get into. So when you spread the good news, the gospel, sis, and then if they take root, they're gonna get hold of it, and then they'll be able to pray for somebody else that's sick. Go ahead, what you got, bro?
Prayers going up for our brother Judas, not scary. I was talking to him earlier this week. He was telling me he was having bowel colon cancer.
Who was that?
Is that
What's
who?
Judas? Judas Matai?
Judas,
No, Judas
Judas,
not as scary.
Not Iscariot? Oh, I thought you were saying not him.
Yeah, it is.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
not Iscariot.
Right, but I was saying, I
Yeah.
thought you were saying not Iscariot. You know, our brother Iscariot,
And what-
yeah.
He ain't that scary. That's
Right.
what I'm saying.
No, look, I understand. I was just thinking he was saying a different Judas.
You know how we
Yeah,
bring
yeah,
his
right,
name
right.
in,
Our brother Judas, not
We
Iscariot,
always say
okay.
that. When you
Yeah,
say your
yeah.
What's going
brother's
on with-
dealing with colon cancer.
Is it?
Yeah,
Really?
he got colon cancer.
Oh, bro.
Someone did reject this lady that had been helping me and works at pantry in this building, Carolyn, had discovered, one day last week she had COVID.
Yeah. So yeah, that another bout that's going through, but they ain't gonna have you separated from this bout. But brother, our Judas know we praying for you, bro, and may the Most High have mercy and deliver you from that. You're still a young man, you
Yes,
know.
sir. Yes, sir.
So
Also, the house of my brother Israel Banya Sharala.
That's right, that's right.
Sister Yaretha
yeah,
had that eye surgery yesterday, and everything went well.
that's wonderful.
You know, she said she's seeing a whole lot better, brighter
Already. huh?
already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just right after the surgery, they did one eye, and they gonna
Do the other. Yeah.
watch how this one progress before they do the other one. But yeah, keep your prayers up for her.
Ooh, boy,
the
'cause
Most High
you-
restore her sight.
And also our push is recovering, y'all. He's doing much better. Still ain't able to moonwalk just yet, but
Right,
he's
right.
doing much better.
Right.
What you
I
got
was
to
in
say?
prayer for my eyes too.
Your eyes are getting a little bad, sis.
I'm not claiming they're bad, but kind of a dull vision. And
How many is that?
I already been to the eye doctor, but just real blurry.
Yeah, yeah, and a lot of that, sis, we just getting older. You know, some things come with age, but
I already went to the eye doctor.
there you right there. Shalom, bro. How you
Shalom,
feeling?
bro.
Praying for y'all.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Also, I was supposed to mention it last week, but I wasn't here. But brother Yehoshua, the one who did that track we on summer breeze.
Yeah.
Yehoshua, he got caught up in that Elena, and he was stranded
Oh,
for
man.
hours. But when he talked to me, he had made it back to his family.
And for all those family members that kind of got caught up in the hurricane, who?
Sister Rania is doing
Yes,
she
come here.
going
She got
through-
caught up a
she
little
got
bit.
caught up in
was caught up in
it.
the first hurricane
Yeah.
Wow.
and had been out of touch for a while.
So y'all, it really wore North Carolina out. But it
Yeah.
once again, Levi, Florida, Levi Raphael, who's over in Union, North Carolina, say he didn't get nothing but some strong winds, some strong rain, but no damage or anything of that nature.
Hey, you know, I was supposed to be doing that claim
Oh,
to
like-
Justin, but like Miller. They
Much
called me
longer,
twice
bro.
this week trying to get me out there.
Really?
Yeah. twice this week.
So y'all just want to give some shouts out to our sister Lakeisha Giles, also that Aunt Leonard Jenkins, also Ada Robinson, all the Robinson family, Tarsha Robinson, that Aunt Ben Monroe, and Aunt Urban Reed. Shouts out to you, bro. Also to our Aunt Benny Yahoo. Want to send shouts out to that, bro. That's a faithful soldier, y'all, in this walk. Yes, sir. Also to our sister Stacy Young and Betty and Ron Lemons, also, y'all. So, and that our DH, 3D Life, shouts out to you. With that, y'all, we're going to go ahead and get started because we're a little bit behind. And today's lesson, that we have atonement coming up, y'all. So, it's a time to get your soul right. Afflict your soul and get off of whatever's on your mind. So, today's lesson, selling your image, not your soul. You can't technically sell your soul. What happens is you get into bad behavior and your soul is put on the chopping blocks. So what you're selling is your bad behavior. So what you're selling is the lust of the flesh. Because all souls belong to the Most High. Like whenever you see or anything tied in with selling of soul or bargaining of soul, iniquity is always going to be there. And basically what you're doing is you're saying, instead of me letting these youthful lusts go, now I'll graduate into these crimes up here. So my imagination is evil continually. That's what was happening when they was building the Tower of Babel. The imagination was wicked continually. They had blocked out do right. No, you know that's going to be wrong. They blocked that out. And just everything they think is just more wicked, more wicked, more wicked. Like we keep hearing more wickedness coming out on P. Diddy, yo. I mean, it just ain't stopping what this dude is doing.
It's just gaining momentum.
But we heard it's going to be like the days of Sodom and Gomorrah. So it ain't nothing to be shocked at. It's just the fact that, Big Country, what Big Country say? Shalom, Big Country, how you doing, bro?
He feeling better. He was chopping somebody.
Yo, he back to normal now.
He back.
Oh, he back. Yeah, yes, sir. Oh, praise.
He was on somebody's head the other day.
Oh, business.
Yes, sir. So, y'all, we want to get the definition of image and the definition of soul so that we can understand that what the Most High made us in His image, that's spirit. And that's supernatural. But that flesh part He gave us, once it takes control of your life, then it compromises your soul. Because eventually you're going to tell yourself that wrong is right. And you're going to start to convince yourself of a lie.
Exactly.
Or somebody else telling you a lie. You want to believe a lie. That's what the script say. You want to. Because your chemical makeup, as we're going to get into the Testament of Reuben, going to tell you that all decisions, whether we knew right or wrong, as you were coming up, if you've never heard about the Most High, something told you that's evil, or that the hair stood up on my neck. Has anybody ever said the hair stood up on their neck about something good? You get a good feeling it may come over you, but that hair stand up on your neck like evil is right there waiting to pounce on you. Like you going through a haunted house, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That feeling, so the body is designed to warn you from going down those dark ways. And everybody that they sell us your image for this money. All of them, y'all, every one of them have a choice to make because they ain't making nobody do nothing.
That's right.
Because they barely tell you, not to cut you off, like they said, we're going to pay you to corrupt your soul. We don't own it. We can't take it from you. All we can do is pay you. Go ahead, Elisha.
No, you said everything, brother.
How you gonna sell what you don't own?
Right. And how you going to sell anyway what you don't
You're a
own?
fraud.
But because we hear that so much, we think it's possible. And we repeat it. They sold to the devil.
Right.
No, what they did, they bargained their bad behavior to the devil. But you can't sell your soul. What you can do is bargain it and let it blaspheme the Holy Spirit, then you're through.
Right.
Because there's no forgiveness for that sin. And that's what the devil is trying to do. Get the flesh in such control of the soul that it causes the soul to get on that felony list. And may say some things for that flesh to satisfy that they look at their soul like it don't exist. So y'all, let's pick it on up, y'all. We want to get caught up. Zeb, can you give me the definition of image?
Image. A visual representation of something such as a likeness of an object produced on a photograph material. A picture produced on an electronic display, such as a television screen, computer screen. The optical counterpart of an object produced by an optical device, such as the lens or mirror. Definition 2, a mental picture or impression of something.
See, now we're getting into, because every word, you ain't got to have this concordance or that concordance. Every dictionary gonna give you the flesh, and it's gonna give you the soul definition of the same word. Just like he just gave us all a picture and everything, and then when you get to the soul one, what it say again, Zeb? What is
A
it?
mental picture or impression of something.
A mental picture. Now we're going up here now.
A mental conception held in common by members of a group or symbolic of a basic attitude or orientation.
So now we're saying everybody on the same mindset, so to speak. So y'all see how it answers from both sides. We have to take the side that go with the scriptures, so you don't go off point. You understand? So what that next definition of soul say?
Soul, the immaterial essence, animating principle, or actuating cause of an individual life. The spiritual principle embodied in a human being. All rational and spiritual beings are of the universe. A person's total self, an
Yeah.
active or essential part.
So that's what we're talking about, y'all, of the, or which is contained in the universe, because the Most High is outside of that, but we're all contained inside of this universe, so to speak. So you see, once again, flesh, then spirit. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Every definition is broke down because they know you're technically two individuals, your flesh and your spirit. So they know that what they have to do is get that side of it in control of your conscience. You know, like why would R. Kelly make more tapes? And he's in trouble with that tape of pen, you know, unless he's admiring his handiwork. What other reason would he be admiring him getting rid of 40 ounce on a child? Unless he's trying old E9 and he's saying that the bubbles just wasn't
It wasn't
sufficient.
foaming enough. I can make it foam.
Yes, sir. But continual wickedness on their mind continually. They don't come back down, they continue to go up. Next is bestiality, and then everything that's off limit. Children. That's coming up. 2 9-year-old boys coming on the list now.
Yeah.
But y'all have to understand, this the difference in your image versus your soul. What happened is the image is out front. That's what we see of Murr Adams, the mayor of New York, but he's been at Puffy party. T.D. Jakes, the image of him you see on the Potter's House video, but he's at the Puffy party.
Right.
Imagine that.
And now, right.
No.
And now when he was talking about, have you ever been swallowed up? What is he talking about now?
Watch out now.
What happened at the Diddy party or what? Well, Chris Brown can't handle the way he say that. Yeah. So y'all, we got the definitions and so we want to go over this today. Your soul, selling your image versus your soul, because that's what they're technically buying and that's what they're technically using. Your image that fooled a bunch of people. So now we're not going to sell you being in the penitentiary. We're going to leave that for the tabloids because they can't make any money off of that now. Who would buy Puffy new album?
Somebody was just talking about
Take that volume too. What you said? Like?
day about contracts,
Yeah.
and some celebrity, he was talking about how the contracts you're signing over your image.
Right,
And he was
absolutely.
reading a contract, a portion of the contract, I can't remember who it was, but I just saw it the other day. And he was reading where the contract is actually about the selling and the use of your image
Right,
and your talent.
right.
So that's why Prince, you know, when he
Wrote slave
he
on
wrote
it.
slave on his
Right.
face, because he had no control over his image. They owned his image.
Right, and you signed that away.
Right. And so he had to, for those years that he was called the symbol.
Right.
Is because they owned the rights to his name and image.
Ain't that something? They like, we own Prince Rogers Nelson.
His name. I had a
That's
person
why-
bought my domain name. I can't use William Burton Jr. anymore. And God called me and said, "You want to buy your name back for $5,000?" I said, "No, you're going to use it. You're going to use it.
See,
Just
y'all,
don't try nothing illegally with it."
That's why Parliament
They
changed
might
their
be
name
looking
so
for
many
you.
times.
yeah, see, and that's what we're talking about,
That's
y'all.
why
We have
George
to be
Clinton
extra
had to
careful
change that name constantly.
every time to get it off of that. So, y'all, let's get into it, and we're going to discover a lot of things that's going on that technically you can't sell your soul, you're selling your image. And that's what they do. I'm good, sis. That's what they do. They get your image and your likeness, and they say, we own that. We can put it on any commercial.
Yep.
We can put you in a commercial with, what's that boy, Liberace, Elton John. We can do all of that because we own that image of you.
Right.
And then you'll have to explain to people how they got your image.
You're absolutely right, because right across from the bathroom, the lady and the lady and the man that's standing there, I know her very well. She didn't even know her picture was there.
Right. But you sign those things when you, like you do them quick surveys, they ask you, can we put your name in here and say, you said this? And then the next thing, you know, they'll be saying, you know, your champion is. That's why we have to be careful, and we have to really get good detail. If we say like somebody is in on prison cells or they are part of this, you got to make sure, you know, what you're saying is correct about them selling things, because a lot of people don't read the fine print like none of us did. If we knew Rent-A-Center, and we knew, you know, that VCR didn't cost $500. And Walmart got it for $116. But you want it now. You don't want to wait till you can get $116. You got $70 already. Just wait. But I got to have it now because company coming over and I want them to see my image.
How well I'm
That I got, yeah, how well I'm doing. That I got the newest VCR. You know what I'm saying? So you go beyond and put yourself behind the 8 ball, and they say if you miss one payment, even if it's the last one, we coming and get it. 49 payments you done made for a $200 VCR.
Right.
$2,225.
Yeah. So y'all, that's why we have to be careful. We don't say the devil made me do it. He don't make you do anything. He just offer what your flesh craves and what it lusts for, because he's right there and he sees what happened. He sees how you look at something. You could be watching TV and just start smiling every time you see a Jaguar. That's gonna be my car. So he'll figure out a way to how to see if I can get this for you. A brand new one in your driveway with the keys and it's running. That's the Jaguar you've been thinking about. And you really think a gift will show up like that? You lying to yourself, ain't you?
Right.
Jeremiah, I know if somebody pull up in your driveway and say, man, the Lord told me to come. That car you rehabbing that for me. Let's get it, y'all. Genesis 1:27. And then we're going to get into the testament of Reuben, y'all, because we have to know how the flesh was formed and the spirits that would be attached to it. And the spirit, I should say, laws for the soul. So you're going to see a difference of them when we get into the testament of Reuben, and you're going to see what plagues men. Those spirits that he gave to the flesh going to just If you let it overpower you, it will. But we're going to get some good, clear understanding today, y'all. And then we're going to see that the Messiah and all of the law, statutes, and judgments tries to keep us with a spiritual mindset. See, where you ain't got to say nothing, you ain't got to dress up nothing, it's just your actions shows what's ruling in your temple, your flesh or your soul. You ain't even got to say, you ain't got to get in no name contest with nobody. Like me and Tuba was discussing earlier, his name Yahweh. I just ask him, if I don't say no name and keep the law, statutes, and judgments, am I good? And watch them wheels start turning in their head. They want to say no because they stuck on their doctrine right here. You got to say the name.
Right.
But then they saying, well, how can I say no to that?
Right.
No, you got to say the name. Well, we need that twice in the scripture that where
Exactly.
you have to say it just like you said. Because the script say his word is above all his name. So his word is his law. So if I do the law and never mention the name, they're going to have to ask me because they see, I see you do this and I see on Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, I see this. What doctrine or what religion? No religion.
Right.
Well, what do you practice or what is it? The gospel of Messiah. They're going to ask before you even say a name if you're not out there just Yahweh. You know how them one West County. Bahawashim.
But nowadays, with so many people doing that and clowning, it's better off not even bringing
That's
that up.
what we talking about,
You get
bro.
for it.
Right.
I stopped claiming it, and
Yeah.
I actually get to get in the scripts with people.
Yeah.
Whereas before, they just look me up and down and say, oh, okay,
Yeah.
they don't want to have nothing to do with
Yes,
it.
sir.
Yeah, because you're already been
Because they already
associated.
tainted by that image.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Guilty
By
by
that what
association.
said?
Image.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That image claiming we of the Father, but you got hexagrams on, so they see you coming. They see your image. This is a Pharisee.
Right.
This is the image of a Pharisee. So y'all, what you got here? Genesis 1:27
Yeah, from
and 26 and 27. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. We're going to be reading in the book of Genesis, chapter 1. And we're going to start the reading in verse 26. And it reads, And Yah said, Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth.
So you see what he said. This image of this individual will be like us, but it won't control the heavens. It only control earth. So let's get that understood, because it's part earth and it's part spiritual, but it can't rain up here. It rains on my footstool. But I'm going to give him power over everything on earth. He's going to be the king of planet earth. Adam was the king of planet earth. Adam named every animal. So you look at Noah like bringing them all on the ark, but Adam named them. He had power over everything. So we understand it. That was the separation in the images, like us, but on earth. So let's get some more.
Verse 27.
Yeah.
So Yahweh created man in his own image. In the image of Yah created he him. Male and female created he them. And Yah blessed them. And Yah said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea.
And how you do that? No, I'm just saying this. This is like, if you're just thinking outside the box, and you're thinking he's saying that all fish come up to the bank right now, so I don't have to throw my pole in there. Or it's dominion over the fish, meaning you have to have control of how these fish are doing. You know, you make sure trash get out of the ocean and things are kept so these fish can survive right. You don't pull all the catfish out, then that's going to destroy the jack salmon and tilapia because the water going to be filled with doo-doo and algae.
Right.
So when you're giving dominion over the fish, because you have to think about that, what could the dominion be? You know, and what it is technically
Responsibility.
your responsibility. We have all the animals in a zoo so you can see it. We have fish in a tank, dolphins in a tank, whales in a tank. And people will say dolphins are smarter than humans. Well, I don't see no dolphin with a human in a cage or in a glass, and that dolphin flipper, do some flipper talk, you know, and it's going back like this, like, you know. No, we ain't never seen that. So don't get twisted when you hear stuff like that. Animals are smarter than people.
Right, right.
You know, because we can make their habitat survival on land, but they can't do that for us.
Right.
Go ahead.
28 from the top.
Yeah.
And Yah blessed them, and Yah said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth.
So that's where we wanted to just stop at, but now you'll get chapter 2 where it says, then God formed man of the dust of the ground, and they'll think it's what's called a dual creation. But the only problem is you're only getting the genealogy of Adam, and if you're thinking dual creation, you don't get this genealogy. So there can be no judgment day. But what he's saying is, I gave them my commandments. So if you look at this as like some caveman or something, and he don't understand, he's scratching his rear end and eating the bugs, and you know, putting his hand in places he ain't supposed to, scratching, and then stick his fingers in his nose. That can't be the image of God. Y'all understand? So you have to be careful when you think about that. You got to say, well, it can't be that, because if he's in the image of God, then God's a caveman. Y'all understand what I'm saying? He don't know what fire is, and you know, well, okay, this person got to catch up. You know, well, it don't make sense. What you got, Jeremiah?
That word dominion, that's a powerful word.
Yes, it is.
One of the meanings of it is supreme authority.
Supreme authority.
To rule and govern.
And to rule and govern. Yes, sir. That's what we're talking about. When you have that over planet Earth, you're the king of planet Earth. See, Solomon was like that, and they brought him a zoo. They brought him peacocks and everything, animals from all over, because he was the king of the earth. So, yeah, just from that perspective. But once again, you'll see chapter 2 that he formed man in his image, but a lot of them say, well, that was a different group of people. That's what Cain got his wife. The problem is there's no lineage form. It's an endless genealogy. You can't trace it back to who their offspring is and what happened to them. How they get on the ark, you know, and did they get past the ark? I mean, past the flood. So all that have to be accounted for. Or they died before the flood like the giant, you know. So ain't no need in getting into endless genealogy, you know. But also, let's get right while we're in Genesis 5. I'm going to move this just around just a bit. I'm going to go to Genesis 5. Just so we see the image of Adam's offspring. And we're going to see something here very important, because it's going to tie back into chapter 1 and just let you know chapter 2 is an overview of chapter 1. Chapter 1 just gives you everything. Chapter 2 breaks it down to where you can understand.
That's right.
The Bible interprets itself.
Where you want to start on?
You can start 1.
Okay. The book of Genesis, chapter 5 and verse 1.
Go ahead. I thought I heard somebody.
This is the book of the generations of Adam.
So we're talking about generations from his whole up to now. You know how he got here. Go ahead.
In the day that Yahweh created man, in the likeness of Yah made he him.
So he's saying this is where the generation started, with this making of this man.
Right.
This is the generations of Adam. How did he create him?
Verse 2.
Yeah.
Male and female created he them.
Is that what we read in Genesis 1:26?
Yep.
Male and female. Go ahead. What else it say?
And blessed them.
And did he bless them in one? You know what I'm saying, in the first chapter. He said, bless you over the whole earth. I'm going to give you all that. Go ahead. What else it say?
And called their name Adam.
What did he call their name?
Adam. In the day when they were created.
So we got male and female created, and he called them Adam.
Right.
So you see, chapter 1 or chapter 2 is just an overview of 1. He's saying that man was Adam. I made him in my image. Created. That's the generation of my creation in the likeness of God is Adam. If it's somebody else, they're not mentioned here. And created male and female and called their name Adam. Now, if it's another group of people out there, they're Adamites too, but where they at? And what happened to them? how they get off this earth or what happened, then that would be dual creation. But go on and we'll see that verse 3.
Verse 3.
Yeah.
And Adam lived 130 years.
Uh-huh.
And begot a son in his own likeness.
In his what?
In his own likeness.
Uh-huh.
After his image.
After his what?
His image.
Uh-huh.
And called his name Seth.
So now we're getting the offspring of Adam, that their images is after the fallen father. So this is what it's saying. Everybody born after Adam is going to die a physical death.
Right.
So that's the image they have now.
But
Because
also-
go ahead,
Go
Liza.
ahead,
No, go ahead, Liza.
I just want to also point out that if you notice, the sons that he named that are in Adam's likeness are the ones who were obedient.
That's right. That's
Not
right.
the disobedient.
Not the
offspring.
disobedient.
They're not counted in the generation of Adam. And when he says they were made in his image, then they were made after his obedience.
Yes, sir.
So when he says Adam and Eve were created in his image, they were created with the commandments in righteousness
Yes, sir.
until they transgressed. Then they were no longer of his image.
That's right.
So when we transgress the commandments of Elohim, then we're not in his image. We're
That's
not
right.
operating in his image. Only when we're obedient are we in his image.
That's right.
Just like you see in this Genesis 5 and 3, all the sons, the offspring of Adam, are those that are obedient. Cain is not mentioned in
That's
here.
right.
Lamech is not mentioned in here. So that offspring is not mentioned according to the likeness and image of Adam, who's also the image of Elohim.
That's right.
That's the only thing I want to point out.
And not to say this, but chapter 4 of Genesis gets into how Cain came on this earth and explain everything Elijah just said. But chapter 5 is the whole overview. So Cain came from Adam. He was just a disobedient one, like Elijah's saying.
Right.
And Abel was the obedient, but he killed Abel. So now Seth is after that image now, but it's the image that's been wounded, y'all. See, if you look at it like David and Jonathan was like they came out of the same womb. It said that love surpassed a woman. I mean, it was way, I'm talking about these were brothers like you're saying, they came from the same mother and father. But he had to die because of what his daddy did. He won't be judged for it, what his daddy did, but because the order came down, everybody in the household has to die from Saul. Everybody. Well, he was in that number, and he said, just pray to the Lord for me, but I know my daddy, he calling these shots, but David, you know I was on your side, but I got to go because of what my father did, but he won't be judged. Like we're here. We didn't do this in Jerusalem,
Right.
but we're getting a punishment for what our forefathers did in Jerusalem. What did we do to be brought in slavery? We were born in captivity.
It says the fathers sinned and are not.
Absolutely. And they eat the sour grapes, but our teeth are on edge.
Right.
You know, like eat them Alexander the Grapes and it make you do like this, or a lemon. They had the fun chewing in it too, but we get this part.
Yeah, we get the point.
Right.
But we can't get judged for it unless we do the same thing
Right.
and pass it on to our children.
That's right. Generational curse.
Yes, sir. So let's keep it moving, y'all. Let's get right into this testament. I tell you what, I want to get that Wisdom 2:23 and 24. And then we'll get into the testament of Reuben. Yes, sir. Who had something? Okay. I thought somebody said Daniel Solomon.
You did that twice.
Am I here?
You did that twice.
What?
I would just confirm you live wisdom of Solomon.
Oh, okay. You want to say that? Yeah.
You did that twice.
No, man. I got this sinus drain and got my ears blocked up a little bit. Yeah.
Somebody need you.
Yes, sir. Emo been working on me. Look, I got all the Emo stuff up here. I got these special lozenges and this sniff cotton.
Chapter 2 is
Yeah, boy, that opened everything up. Yeah. So we're going to the Wisdom of Solomon in the Apocrypha, and just want to read these two quick verses so we understand, get back again how Adam was formed and what he intentionally put him out there. He didn't put him out there with the ability to sin. Sin came when he broke the law. And it equaled his immortal side, so to speak. It lowered it, so to speak, to his flesh side. Who got it? Just a quick verse, Zed.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 23.
I tell you what,
23.
Verse 2.
23 and 4.
Yeah.
I'm just saying verse
Wait a minute.
Oh, okay.
What chapter?
Let's start at chapter 2 and start Zell, start about 19 and read down.
2. Sure.
Yeah, that's all. I ain't gonna go back too much further because I gotta get caught up.
I
Yeah,
got it circled all the way
yeah.
to 12.
I know we a little bit behind. Yeah, 2:30. Go ahead, bro. I know you're trying to get back. Then it'll be 1. Go ahead. Cause you like that 2 wasn't supposed to be there. That 1 is really circled. Let's start at verse 1. No, go ahead, Zell. Chapter 2, verse 19.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 19.
Yeah.
Let us examine him with despitefulness and torture, that we may know his meekness and prove his patience.
I tell you what, back it up to 18, Zeb. I'm sorry. Just 18. That's all we're going. 18, Zeb. 12. Go ahead,
12.
bro. All right.
1.
Go ahead, bro.
1.
We're just verse 12. Same chapter 2. No, Zeb, we can't go back in 1. Go ahead. Huh?
12.
Yeah.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 12.
Yeah.
Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean, contrary to our doing. He upbraided us from our offending the law,
Right.
and objected to the infamy and transgressions of our education.
So that's what the wicked is saying. Let us wait and wait for the righteous. This is what they're doing to us. They're causing us these problems. Go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
He professeth to have the knowledge of Yahweh, and he calleth himself the child of the Lord. He was made to reprove our thoughts. He is grievous unto us even to behold, for his life is not like other men. His ways are of another fashion. We are esteemed of him as counterfeits. He abstained from our ways as from filthiness. He pronounceth the end of the just to be blessed, and maketh his boast that Yahweh is his father. Let us see if his words be true, and let us prove what shall happen in the end of him. For if the just man be the son of Yahweh, he will help him and deliver him from the hand of his enemies.
So y'all got to understand, this is Satan-led people asking these questions. You know, if God be with them, but they make a thorn in our side. They always talking about us. It's technically what the Freemasons say when they get to the 30th degree. They say you must acknowledge that Lucifer is God. If he were not God, would Adonai calumniate him all the time, calumniate him, or that word meaning always putting the devil down, or saying that he's no good if he wasn't a God. So this is those group of people back then speaking from that perspective. Go ahead.
Verse 19.
Yeah.
Let us examine him with a despitefulness and torture, that we may know his meekness and prove his patience.
So this is what they saying. Let us trick him with, right here, with despitefulness and torture. And that's what Buffy is doing for that contract. Put Mickeys on people, drugging them up, Bill Cosby, and torture. And know these people may love the Lord, you know, but they confused.
Right.
Because a lot of people at that party will show up at church the next day. Guess why? Because they preach it there. 38 of them on the list. Been at Puffy's house. 38 preachers gonna come out on the list. Go ahead. What else to say?
Verse 20. Let us condemn with them the shameful death. Let us condemn him with a shameful death. For by his own saying he shall be rejected, respected. Such things did imagine and were deceived. For our own wickedness,
For their own
wickedness has blinded them. As for the mysteries of Yahweh, they knew them not. Neither hoped they for the wages of righteousness, nor discerned a reward for balances of souls.
For blameless souls.
For blameless souls.
Uh-huh.
What's going on?
Yeah, you need these glasses?
No, Jesus, show me looking for
Oh, you got on some, don't you?
Yeah, I got them on. That's why I'm wondering what's going on.
Hey, gang. and use them out of his Captain Crunch and Cheerios. Them cereal glasses. Just mess with it. Go ahead. Sugar blind and them. Go ahead.
Yeah, I gotta stop. So,
Go ahead, Sid.
verse 23.
Yeah.
For Yahweh created man to be immortal.
What he created him to be,
to
bro.
be immortal.
So that's what we have to understand. Never to die a physical death. That's why he was in. And Adam would have lived. All he had to do was get to 1,000 years. And he would have flipped right into immortality. But you see how old he was when he had Seth? Boy, I tell you that. He was 900 almost. So we see the oldest man, 969. So he was short by 31 years. If they would have got to 1,000 years, they'd have switched over like Enoch was translated.
Yes.
But since Enoch was born of Adam, he still have to come back and die.
Yeah.
You know, no man will get off this earth because it's appointed for every man to die once, and then it's the judgment. So they still have to taste a physical death, both of them, because that what Enoch experienced going up and his flesh was translated, that's going to happen to everybody at the second coming. The problem is, will it be translated for eternal damnation or eternal righteousness?
Right.
That's the problem. But your soul is going to live forever somewhere.
Right.
So get off the flesh. It's going to die. Go ahead. What else to say, Zed?
Verse 23. For
Yeah.
Yahweh created man to be immortal and made him to be an image of his own eternity.
Y'all see that? To be an image of his eternity. Not of his flesh that's going to die.
Right.
At max now, we at 70 years now, ain't we?
Yep.
Getting off the ark, it was 120 years. Before that, it was to see if you could get to 1,000. And you live one day. 1,000 years is living one day in eternity time. No man was able to do it. Then when the flood came, iniquity was in the world so bad, it dropped down to 120. Now it's down to 70. We talk about 70, but if y'all just think, Noah was 625, I believe, when he got off the ark. Can you imagine that? We talk about somebody, they going to be 100, where he had 500 years on now.
Right.
Do you believe it?
Yeah.
Let's read some more.
Verse 24.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, my nana was 120. No. My grandmother's mother was 124.
124, is that recorded, Emo? Because that's outstanding if it was, because a lot of people ain't cracked 120.
My aunt was 115.
Huh?
And the only reason why she got out of there was because what they did was she had, the doctor gave her radiation and cooked her from the inside out.
As 124.
Yes, sir.
That's outstanding, because you talking about truly getting 4 years of good time. But it's not like it ain't happened on earth before, because Abraham's years were up to 175. So his life got extended past the 120. And we know Job's was doubled up. So he got double the time. So there's been occasions where you live outside the box. It's just saying that's the standard. If you just live a normal life, you probably, if you get to 120, you're really on favored time. But right now, if we get to 310, we kind of, but it's almost, we got to get out of our mind, we ready to accept death at that age. No, that's just you want to start living at that age. You know what I mean? See what type of good time you can get. When you're somebody 85, that means 15 years of blessed time, so to speak, a mercy time.
Right.
So let's get some more.
Verse 24.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world.
Y'all see that? So envy of the devil caused death. See, it was the devil that envied Adam's position in charge of all planet Earth, and he was going to have to be a servant to Adam. He like, I'm a high priest, so you mean to tell me I'm a high priest in the heavens, got to bow to the king on earth, the dirt man? You got to be serious, Lord. Have y'all heard that? A third of them, just like Dathan and Korah and them in the wilderness against Moses. Same way. Y'all heard that, man, y'all? Man, we raw beings, man. I'm a cherubim. Man, the dirt man. And that envy came in them. Yeah, go ahead. What else to say, Zeb? Did you finish that?
No. And
Okay.
they that do hold of his side do find.
See, and that's his side. So what his side is to attack the flesh. because he's off limits to the soul. Like he told, you can touch Job's flesh, but you can't get at his soul. See, and that don't mean he couldn't put Job to death. He just couldn't put his soul on the line to tamper with God. You know, I mean, for him to lose his eternalness. He said, no, I only allowed you to mess with the flesh. Now, if it leads to that, it's got to be by their own doing. You can't take their soul, because then I can't judge them righteously. But you can tamper with their soul, and you can make them think with you can tamper with their flesh and make them think wicked all the time with this. And that flesh is going to prove it's the ruler. See, so what happens is the earthly man becomes the ruler more than the spiritual man, the side of Adam. Y'all understand what I'm saying? He fell for the flesh.
Right.
But we're going to get into a little bit of Testament of Reuben, going to help all of us understand that. Did we finish that, Zed? Mm-hmm. So let's get to the Testament of Reuben, y'all. If y'all got it, or Lost Book, sis, if you got it. Too bad that you have it where sis could get it.
Here, she can use this.
Okay. Yeah. Sis, here you go. Testament of Reuben, we getting in. And these are, go ahead. These are the 12 tribes. If y'all in the big book, OG gave us this in 177. But y'all, what we're speaking of is each one of the, like Jacob in the 49th chapter he gave his last will and testament to all 12 of his sons. Well, all 12 of his sons were on their deathbed, and they gave a last will and testament to their sons. So this is Reuben being the firstborn of Israel on 177. Yeah. So Reuben being, you got the testament of Reuben? Give who? Zed, you got your book. Oh, you got, okay, you good. Oh, you looking like who?
No, it's got
Okay.
2 chapters in it.
Yeah, we're going to start in chapter 2. We're going to read 2 and 3. And I tell you what, and look, y'all read chapter 1 in your own time, but chapter 1 is telling what happened and what he did to Jacob about Bilhah, his little brother's mama, when he went into got her drunk and went into his stepmother, so to speak. And that sin is so greatly, it's recorded in heaven that a man should never go to his daughter, and a mother should never go to her son. So he broke that rule, and he was supposed to be put to death immediately. But Jacob prayed for him. And you talking about the mercy of a father, what his son did to his wife, to his brother's mother. So what if he'd have got her pregnant? What was he gonna call him? Uncle Daddy? You ain't gonna be confused.
Right.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, and like Diddy, and then y'all looking at a lot of it. They got all the videos of him kissing his mother, and he talking about his mother is single and ready for the highest bidder. And why would you say this unless it's so corrupt up here, you don't even see her as your mother anymore? Because it gives reports he slapped her too a couple times, and tell her cuss out, tell her to get on out his face. But he said, yes sir,
No problem.
and finna give up the house too to get out of jail. But he said, yeah, my mama can touch the floor with the palms of her hand. Now, why would you give the whole world that image of your mother? Could bend down and put the palms of her hands on the floor. And you talking about your mama? So what are you trying to tell all of the available men out there? Because he says she on the market.
Right.
What is he trying to portray to them, or what is he saying about his mama?
She's up.
Something, yeah. Something, bro. I don't know what it is, but he's saying this is where I got all of it from. Because she was into that lifestyle.
He is too.
Let's get it, y'all. The Testament of Reuben, chapter 2. But y'all read chapter 1, and he's going to tell you that he couldn't eat no food or nothing. He couldn't even look at his daddy Jacob for 7 years. He wouldn't even look. Every time his daddy came, he just do this. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And y'all, that's a wound to the soul, y'all. He lost all of his birthright behind that. Everything behind that. Go ahead. What else to say? Chapter 2.
Chapter 2. And now hear me, my children. What?
What verse?
Chapter 2 we in.
Chapter 2, verse 1.
You in Patriarch of Reuben? What it say at the top?
Chapter 2.
What it say? What it say? Testament of who?
Pay no heed.
says Testament of Reuben.
Okay, so you want, we're in chapter 2,
Chapter 2.
verse 1.
Verse 1.
Yeah.
And what does it say?
What you would say?
Says?
It would say,
Mine pay no heed.
Therefore my
And
children.
now hear me.
And now, hear me.
It's same thing, yeah. It's just different language. This is more refined English, what we got. But yours is what you're saying. It's reading along, it's just, it's like NIV versus King James. That's, it's still saying the same thing. Go ahead.
Yours match this though too, man?
It should say, it's
Yours
No, I'm
should
talking about
say,
yours, the one you got on the screen.
what I was just reading, pay no heed therefore my children to the.
yeah, it's the same thing. It's saying the same thing now, and now hear me. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna just read that here.
Okay.
Chapter 2. Pay no heed, therefore, my children, to the beauty of a woman, nor set your mind on their affairs, but walk in the singleness of heart, in the fear of the Lord.
Hold on. Let me see, 'cause we may be in a different chapter. Okay, so like in this picks it up at 4. See, what happens is this is separating. It's the same writing, but it's picking it up in 4. So, but I wanted. So, what your chapter? Does your chapter 1 get into the spirits? And now here's what things I saw concerning the 7 spirits of deceit. What are y'all seeing? I saying now hear me. The 7 spirits of deceit. What chapter is that in that book, Zeb? Is it 1?
I'm trying to find it.
I see that book real fast.
It's not the this because this is just a big volume, so it has a lot of the books in
It is in
it.
chapter 1.
It's in chapter 1?
Starting at 11, all the
Starting-
way down to 31.
So it's starting at verse 11.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Starting
You
at
see it?
11 chapter.
And now, hear my children, what
Yeah.
things I saw.
Okay, so start there and then we'll stay on point. You just go and what chapter that's in for you, Zeb?
It's still in 1.
Chapter 1, verse
Yeah,
what?
Chapter 1, verse 11.
So start at chapter 1, verse 11 says, "For y'all who got this book, it's picking up in chapter 2. Same writing, exact writing. The chapters are just different, but it's the same writing.
And see, in there's only 1 and 2 chapters.
Right,
You have
that's
2
what I-
and 3 in that book.
Right.
We don't have a third chapter.
That is
Y'all
what it is.
should,
That's what
you
that's
should
right. It's
have a
only-
third chapter
No,
now,
no,
because
it's
it's
only
even in
2.
this one. Hold on, what other testament of the,
It's only 2.
it's only 2?
It's only 2.
Okay, well, they'll match up though, keep reading, because they just got them condensed
Or
in that
it's
verse.
probably in 2, being that your 2 is in 1.
Right, it's gonna blend in, go ahead, Zeb. So you at chapter 1, verse 11,
Yeah.
if you got this book, it's chapter 2, verse 1, go ahead.
And now hear me, my children, what things I saw concerning the 7 spirits of deceit,
So there's 7 spirits of deceit out here, go ahead, and the spirits, go ahead,
when I repented.
okay.
7 spirits therefore are appointed against a man, and they are the leaders of the works of youth. And 7 other spirits are given to him at his creation, that through them should be done every work of man.
Uh-huh.
The first is the spirit of life, with which the constitution of a man is created.
Uh-huh.
The second is the sense of sight, with which arises desire. The third is the sense of hearing,
Uh-huh.
with which cometh teaching. The fourth is the sense of smell,
Right?
with which taste are given to draw air and breath.
So what we're talking about is the body that comes, that's created in the womb. So before it gets to the bad spirits, but go ahead, Zeb, keep reading.
The fifth is the power of speech, with which cometh knowledge. The sixth is the sense of taste, with which cometh the eating of meats and drinks, and by the strengthening, and by it strengthening, strength is produced. For in food is the foundation of strength. The seventh is the power of procreation and sexual intercourse, with which through love of pleasures sins enter in.
So the final spirit is sexual intercourse, but it creates some problem because sin could enter in, through that behavior, because there's rules for marriage, so to speak. For it's saying about food, every time somebody went into the spirit and they came back into the flesh, their soul has to be nurtured. You have to give them food, you know, to build them back up, because the spirit will wear the flesh out, and the flesh get real weak. Anybody that's coming out of a bad dream, or the spirit was on them, and then when the spirit left them, they was just beat, kind of broken down, because the flesh can't handle a supercharged spirit like that. It'll handle it while it's going on, but then it has to be nourished back up. You know, it's like putting a Corvette motor in a Pinto. You know what I'm saying? And you stomping on the gas. Well, when you get there, you're gonna have to tighten the doors up in the hood. You ain't got to mess with the motor, but the body of it couldn't handle that engine, so to speak. Go ahead. What else says that?
Verse 20.
Yeah.
No, verse 21. Wherefore it is the least in the order of creation, the last in the order of creation, and the first in that of youth, because it is filled with ignorance, and leadeth the youth as a blind man to a pit.
So y'all see why you can't have youthful lusts,
Right.
because it's gonna lead you to a pit. You have to grow and graduate out of that, because things happen to a young man that he has no control over, like sitting in the second grade and the teacher going over a lesson, and you daydreaming, and then she call you to the board. Well, you can't go. Because things have happened to you in that you don't know why they happening, but it's barnyarding. You know, and you can't go up, you pull your shirt out real quick, and you walking with the
your hand
bent
in
back
your
look. Yeah, you know, like you was 5 feet, but you had to walk with that bent look. Now you're 3'9".
Yeah.
You know, when you walk into the board, and you sure can't turn around and show your work.
No.
You know, but the little girls, you know, so those things happen as you're growing up.
That happened to you, didn't it?
Oh yeah, it did. Well, look here, happened to all us in here. That's why y'all just, you know, y'all know it didn't happen. You know.
You got to get around.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I didn't go to the board.
Go ahead. Right.
They never called on you.
Right. Just say I'll take the 0.
Verse 22.
Yeah.
Besides all these,
So if you got this book,
About
Shalom, my
you,
cash. It's starting in chapter 3, verse 1. If you got this one, but if you got the book Zeb, got you in what chapter?
still in one.
Chapter 1, verse
Still
22.
in one.
122. Go ahead.
Besides all these, there is an eighth spirit of sleep, with which is brought about the trance of nature and the image of death. With these spirits are mingled the spirits of error. First, the spirit of fornication.
And notice this comes in your sleep. So it said, if you keep allowing the youthful lust in your flesh, it's finally going to get over to your spirit, and you're going to start to dream about your crimes. And once you start to dream about them up here, then you're going to start to think that way, because this is your thinking process, not this. This thinks. And so when this think, how can I be more evil than yesterday? Cash, we're in the testament of the 12 patriarchs. We're in Reuben. Reuben. Yeah, go ahead.
First is the spirit of fornication. First, the spirit of fornication is seated in the nature and in the senses.
So that's just your flesh, your five common sense. You know, like too bad we always say common sense would have told you that, but common sense ain't common to everybody.
Right.
Go ahead.
The second, the spirit of insatiableness.
Yeah, I can't get enough of it. Go ahead.
In the belly.
In the belly, and y'all, that's when you just bend over like Potiphar's wife was at Joseph. That insatiableness, she couldn't eat, she couldn't sleep,
Reuben.
couldn't lay down. Like Reuben, he couldn't sleep either. When you get into this chapter, he tell you what he did. He said, I couldn't rest, I couldn't go to sleep until I had my stepmother.
Until he committed that sin.
And when you get into the Jubilees, it get graphic in there. It tell you what happened.
Yeah.
He just said, you want some wine, mama? Stepmama? And kept feeding until she got drunk, and then it say he wasn't in there but a second. Didn't last long.
Right.
Before he did the crime, and she kind of woke up and Reuben, and he darted out the door. All that build up for a few seconds.
Right.
And 7 years of pain. Go ahead.
26.
Yeah.
Third, the spirit of fighting.
What is it?
The spirit of fighting in the liver and the gall. The fourth is the spirit of obsequiousness.
It's called groveling. It's just low down deception.
Say that already.
Obsequiousness.
There you go. And channery, that through officious attention, one may be fair in seeming.
May be false. Hold on. May seem fair. Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Zeb. Go ahead.
The fifth is the spirit of pride.
What is it? The spirit of what?
The spirit of pride. That one may be boastful and arrogant. The sixth is the spirit of lying. In perdition and jealousy, to practice deceits and concealments from kindred and friends.
So the family don't know. Like you in the public family, a lot of people said, I didn't know he was into that. You like, no, that can't be him. But until you see this video, like a lot of people ain't gonna believe who gonna be on that video when they see it. And I'm not talking about just being at the party. You can be at a white party. Hell, there's people around here throw white parties that you may go to. But I'm talking about what's going on at that party.
At the after party.
And what they're talking about, did they show up at the after party and who ain't got no shirt on? Go ahead, bro.
The seventh is the spirit of injustice, with which are thefts and acts of rhapsody, that a man may fulfill the desires of his heart. For injustice worketh together with the other spirits by the taking of gifts.
By the taking of what?
Gifts.
See, this is the contract. This is what we're going to give you. To do all of this that's on 1 Corinthians 6 and 9, the felony list, the fornication. What will not allow you to get into the kingdom. So yes, that would seem like at this point they're selling their soul, but all they're doing is just disobedience.
Right.
They can't sell it. They're selling their image, which eventually may make them kill themselves. See, and now you took your soul. You did that to your own self, like Judas Iscariot, what the devil promised him. You know you ain't got to wait 2,000 years. If you do this, the kingdom will come now, and you'll be able to experience it. You won't have to worry about the resurrection. He didn't have to worry about the resurrection anyway because the Most High put the Spirit on it. Judas cast out demons, and he did everything the other disciples did. He was one too, say, we can cast out demons. Now the problem is, Satan came back at him. You know you ain't restored. You still that same little bad boy you was. Remember you punched the Messiah, and that doubt came right back in. So he had a chance to straighten his life out and go the right way, because the Most High don't tempt with evil. There's no way he would allow his spirit on Judas and let him raise the dead or heal a sick or a blind man and then say you the devil. That would be blasphemy of the Holy Spirit given to him by the Messiah. You understand? Because you can't do wickedness with the Holy Spirit. There's still a choice when you get it. Like Adam, there was no sin. He had the Spirit in him. The Lord breathed on him. And it say, your soul is finna come alive because now you have the gift of God to do everything you see on this earth. You got to run it all. So you got to have my likeness up here to know how that when you see animals doing this, you know what to do. When you see too many snakes over here, you know what to do. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's going to change the system. So Adam had that, but Satan snatched it from him. You know, real quick. You know, where he snatched it from Eve, which Adam listened to. He like, you know, this all y'all going to get. Y'all ain't going to never be up there. Y'all just going to be able to look up there and talk. And see, just think about that. That was good. Wasn't that good? To be able to see the heavens open because you were told you're going to rule earth, not up here. Right. But the connection's still going to be there. Right. I can talk to you. And then he like, man, well, won't you want to be up there? You know, and instead of her asking him, well, why you down here?
Right.
What happened to you? Right. But she didn't. It was just that spirit jumped on her early, that one of like I say, envious and what's the craven one it said? So that's the one she wanted, because she saw a tree one to be desired. Mm-hmm. This knowledge seemed to be further than this one. But she ain't understanding he giving it to me on earth. Why ain't he up there giving it to me?
Right.
And she fell for it. And then told Adam about it. Well, do you show the Lord said that?
I mean, it's just he did the same thing that he does to all the celebrities that that run for fame. He just show up as an angel of light.
Yeah.
With all the glitter and the gold. And they run out.
The taking of gifts. Y'all, this is what we're talking about. He's always going to offer gifts. And y'all always see the gifts out there. Cars, mansions, this, and the party.
Yeah. I mean,
that's what everybody seemed to want Elisha to be at that party. Yeah, you know why? Because it's that side of their marriage supper of the Lamb.
And then when you take a child from little to nothing, the projects and the poorest parts of the ghetto,
Yeah.
and give them millions, that they could change their image overnight,
Right.
before all those who always doubted them and said you would never be nothing.
Too bad.
I mean, look at Dusty Reed.
Hold on just a second, like, can you put the Testament of Reuben on a link? Just if somebody, so Sister Angela.
I was screen sharing.
Oh, well, Sister Angela is screen sharing, but, you know, if you can, just pop a link out there or something, you know. Yeah, you can Google Testament of Reuben, sister. It'll bring it up. Go ahead. Sister Angela Wise. Go ahead. Where you like to speak your
I'm
piece?
just saying, you know, little sister, the little Dusty Reed.
Yeah.
You know, she ain't have nothing, you know, and now she's a millionaire selling out or whatever in these concerts and all that. And now she got a whole bunch of money, and now, you know, all her little girlfriends, they hang out and do all these things. She's young, mentally and everything.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, she ran after it. You
Yes,
know,
sir.
as many more, even older than her, run after it because they see a change in image.
Yeah.
They see a change in lifestyle and everything, and they think, oh, I can help my mama and everybody
Through
have money,
wickedness.
through wickedness.
See, and that's
So-
what they
and
offer,
so,
yeah.
Like my wife, because my cousin Mello
Yeah.
raised her. So him and my wife kind of got in like a little debate because she like, you know, she ain't nothing but an industry plant, and she's turning out a lot of these young girls and
Right.
everything. But like I was telling my wife, you know, my cousin see it in a whole different perspective because he know her other side of her innocence when she wasn't all that.
Right. So
So he's going to kind of protect her, you know,
Right.
he's going to defend
He's
her.
choosing to believe a lie.
Yeah, he's choosing to believe a lie because, and then like I told her, you don't know if she's kicking him down some money.
Yeah.
You know, if they celebrating off those
Yes,
riches
sir.
of deceit.
Big-
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir,
Listen
off
to
the
me.
gift. Because
And
once
they
you
ain't
turn
finna
a
listen
blind
now
eye
because
to it.
If
Yeah.
they saying, hey, I got money, you just mad because you ain't got money.
Yeah.
And she got money. Because that's always the argument. When she's got money, she getting paid.
Oh.
So you choosing
Yeah.
commerce over conscience.
Yeah, oh.
Because that ain't gonna last.
No.
Right.
Because she gonna get older. Yeah.
That's gonna run out. And that money that she's thinking she's enjoying is an advancement money that she's gotta pay back.
Yep.
That people in her little corner don't even know that.
And you know why
And
the
so when
biggest
she's
reason?
trying to pay that back, or when they strip her from
Yeah.
everything,
Right.
then everything goes.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's
see,
in the
not only
contract.
that, you already set an image out there to the world that you're no good, you're
Yeah.
ratchet as hell.
Yeah.
So even when you try to get better, that's the image they have of you as a ratchet, no good, hood rat.
That was for sale.
For sale.
Right.
Your image, not your soul.
Right.
See, because like Eli's saying, she gonna get old, and if she ain't crossed that line with her soul on that, but all they doing because Elijah technically, the concert sales are really low. They can't get nobody to go to the concert. Most of these are YouTube clicks and stuff that
Yeah.
she making all the money.
Yeah.
But if you go to the concert, they want to cancel the shows because ain't nobody just gonna really. You may have a few of these rough youngsters out here, but it ain't gonna be no everybody flock to the arena
right.
to see this type of weakness. But she going even deeper.
Right.
Selling cologne now, women's cologne, gonorrhea.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
She
it
got
was
one
sick.
called STD.
Sick, man.
She got one called yellow discharge.
sick.
So this is where we're at, y'all. That with where your image, this is what she's selling. This is what people is buying. They're not buying her righteous soul side. What they're buying is what the devil is let her sign off on.
Right.
To say, I'll live in wickedness and I'll sell it. You know, I'll get paid for it like that. So if y'all looking at it, all she doing is getting paid for disobedience.
Because that's the only way she can get paid. Because when
In that industry.
when they sell that image to the record company, they own the sales of that record. You're gonna get pennies from that. So you got to do other stuff to make money. That's why they do all those shows.
Yes, sir. Yes,
'Cause
sir.
That's how they make their money.
Not only doing shows, she doing other things. to
That's
get
what I'm
that
saying. She got to
money.
come up with.
And
other
not
ways to
only that,
make
it
money.
ain't gonna go away. That image, they can use it for
ain't going
whatever
away.
they want for the rest of your life, and you don't have no power or control because you're signing. They blind you with the gift. They put stacks on that, you know, and they say, look, You know, you really want to dance for bands? These are real bands. What they throwing out there in the Brooklyn strip club over there ain't nothing. Them working men. But if you want real bands to dance, here you go right there and let's throw a stack up there. That ain't nothing to them. $10,000 and I got your image, and the damage that can be done with it is worth a gold mine to us because we need to damage who you are. And as a child of Israel, not to cut you off, but like you say, bro, it's saying that naturally you're going to say, well, you know, it ain't that bad, but I guarantee you, if he went into a barbershop or the parents went into a beauty shop and the people didn't know who they were the parent of, and they say, have y'all seen this little nasty, that's going to burn a hole in it. Because you won't be able to defend it. Hold on, put that hair dryer up.
It's getting worse because
Take this cape off from me.
it's getting worse because his daughter is her best friend.
But-
And she's in on everything. And so the other day there was a video out about somebody talking about one of her
They
little
look like
friends.
somebody.
Like, yeah. And that's my little cousin that hopped in the video and talked about everybody put y'all face in there. So now the whole world is calling her out.
Because of
And
the
calling my little
reward.
cousin ratchet,
Yeah.
no good, worthless friend.
Yeah.
She's getting all the negative titles that the world could throw at her.
Yes,
and
sir.
she's not Dusty Red, she's just a friend. But because of the image she's setting out there with her friend, she's taking all the heat with her.
Yeah.
And that's my cousin's daughter.
Yeah.
That he ain't gonna be able to defend that shit.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Because they gonna come at him with that. This your daughter? She ratchet as hell.
Yeah. And it's going to hurt,
And
y'all.
she ain't shit of a friend that she gonna put her friend out like that.
It's going to
And
hurt.
that's all they saying about my little cousin. And my little cousin, sweet little girl. But
Yeah.
this image
Birds of a feather.
is wearing her out. It's gonna wear her out.
So y'all, this what we want to understand. Your image that you're selling, what it is what they're selling, and especially what they hope you say. And I just want to thank God. You just got through doing the twerk performance of the year, and you want to thank God as soon as they give you the award.
They know
That's
God
what
they
they
thank.
want. You're thanking God for being on the felony list. See, which will ease over to your soul because you believe God will approve of this. I'm making money. I'm able to take care of my family. Well, you know what the ill-gotten gang say.
Yep.
You know, you can't bring the price of a dog to the
price
temple
of a whore
of a
to-
whore. You can't. A pimp can't bring his coin of money and put it in the altar and then be expected. That's an ill-gotten gain. You didn't work for that. You worked somebody else. All you did was purchase mattresses.
He purchased them.
Right. So y'all, we just wanted to get caught up with that understanding of the spirits that come with men. But look, if Adam and Eve hadn't sinned, the offspring would have never been born with them 7 spirits able to get at that side of the flesh. Because that's the side that's sin. And that's the side that has to recover and get back on the spiritual side, as we're going to get into some scripture. You got to get away from that. That's youthful lust work. It's always going to be youthful lust work. It's the things you do in your youth that you didn't have control over. And if you're a grown adult and say, man, I just lost myself, I didn't have no control. Well, you know you couldn't dance naked in that club. You had to go to Puff Party for that. You know you couldn't do that at Friends and Family Night. Go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
He got more specials than R. Kelly.
Yeah, go ahead, bro. Where we at, y'all? You picking that back up in Testament of Reuben? Because we're going to get on the spirits of the soul now.
All right,
Those was of the flesh. And what it caused. You gone, sis? Shalom, have a good day. So y'all have to understand that there's 2 sets of spirit. That's why Paul said there's 2 sets of law, the law of the flesh and the law of the spirit.
Right.
You know, we had to get back on the law of the spirit and get it whooped out of our flesh in the wilderness. And that prepared us to live for immortal, because your flesh been tamed. But if your flesh tame your spirit, that's a whole nother problem, y'all. Let's get some more.
Verse 31.
Yeah.
And with all these, the spirit of sleep is joined, which is that of error and fantasy.
Uh-huh.
And so perish every young man, darkening his mind from the truth.
What is darkening his mind from?
From the truth.
Uh-huh.
And not understanding the law of God.
You see what it's saying? What it always keep coming back to, the law of the Most High. See, if I can darken you in your sleep, I got control of you when you woke. Because anybody can look and say, man, what's wrong? You know, oh, no, something wrong. You ain't looking right. You know, it's that's what was happening in your supernatural. And they be saying, man, that ain't nothing but a dream. No, dog, this was real. What makes you say, no, dog, this was real? And you know I was still in my bed, but you're saying, I did what a prophet did. I went into the future and saw what was finna get me thrown in the lake of fire. And it done scared me. See, if it was something righteous, they wouldn't be looking like that. But it's so troubling because consciousness stays on your mind. What's going on in your soul? You can be tough, you can be standing there with your chest stuck out, armbands on, but inside that consciousness saying, you know you're a coward. You sooner or later gonna have to quit holding your breath. What you niggas want around here? Boom. Soon you're gonna have to let loose of that breath. It's like a dog barking, backing up.
That's right.
There ain't no threat. No. Go ahead, bro.
Nor obeying the admonitions of his fathers, as befell me also in my youth. And now my children, love the truth.
Do what?
Love the truth. And it will preserve you.
Y'all see that? Truth will preserve you and make your life last long. Yes, sir, because the law is in the blood. And blood is the life. So get your oil changed regularly, your car lasts longer, won't it? It could be pretty on the outside, but if you ain't changed the oil, it ain't going nowhere, is it?
No.
You just parade people out, man, when this used to run, dog.
Y'all just
So y'all just see it right here, dog. You know, let me air up the tires so y'all can see how it used to look. But it ain't gonna start up.
Right.
Go ahead.
Hear ye the words of Reuben your father. Pay no heed to the face of a woman, nor associate with another man's wife.
Because that's what got him in trouble. See, y'all understand? He's not going nowhere else. He's not just talking about women. He's telling you, this what got me in trouble. I was on the felony list. If it hadn't been for my daddy, I'd be going to the lake of fire. Go ahead. What else to say?
Nor meddle with the affairs of womankind. For had I not seen Bilhah bathing in a covered place.
That's what David saw too, didn't he? He saw Bathsheba bathing. And look, a covered place.
Right.
So I'm peeping in there.
Peeping Tom.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I had not fallen into this great iniquity. For my mind.
For my what?
For my mind taking in the thought of the woman's nakedness.
See, it was just up here, wondering what it's like. Like if you standing in line at a cafeteria and it's a nice form woman or big chest man or something, I'm just saying for both sides, and you standing in line, and if your thought go immediately to the honeymoon, if it go immediately to the honeymoon, y'all understand, if that's the first thought, then your mind is already wrapped in fornication. Y'all understand what I'm saying? It's already wrapped up. But if your mind say, I'm single, I wonder if she's married or who she belonged to or something like that, and you think that, I wonder what she like to me. But that thought process, they're going to be hollering, next! Next! And you be like, oh, okay, because that's a long thought out process. The other one is right there. And see, you will hear what she's ordering and still be looking because your mind is on that outer cup. And now what's on the inside? Yes, I'll have that bacon burger and the shrimp corsets and the. But you ain't listening. Nothing coming out of her mouth.
You ain't hearing none of that.
You just see what you see. Go ahead, bro.
For my mind taking in the thought of this woman's nakedness, suffered me not to sleep until I had wrought the abominable thing.
Y'all see that? It kept him up at night, and that's what it will do. People can't sleep. You can't sleep when it's bad love. You can't sleep when it's love you thinking about. All of the songwriters write the songs about it. Always on my mind and different things like that. Y'all know the song. This is what it's saying. I couldn't get to sleep because I was thinking of you. Now, when your body can't go to sleep, that means the thoughts of the flesh rubbing together is overpowering your senses to go to sleep and rest your body back up, because you can't do nothing with a tired body. No way. You be explaining it. Well, see, it was that cabbage, and the doctor told me I wasn't supposed to eat no cabbage, and then I backed that up with a Coca-Cola with a lemon twist, and they said I wasn't gonna last long if I did that. You be 1,000 excuses, you understand? Let's get some more. When that spirit is just powering you just nonstop, so you're gonna make it your business to drive by there or keep going by the cafeteria until the opportunity presents itself. Yeah, go ahead. What you say, bro?
Not the cabbage.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Verse 39.
Yeah.
For while Jacob our father had gone to Isaac his father,
Yeah.
when we were in Eder, near to Ephrath and Bethlehem, Bilhah became drunk
Uh-huh.
and was asleep, uncovered in her chamber.
So it's saying the same thing that happened with Noah and Ham. Uncovered within her tent. And most people think that Ham just pulled the covers back off his daddy. You ain't working with nothing. You know, but that's what the Muslims teach. Homosexual acts and different things. But the Bible teach there was intercourse. Just like he said, I saw an uncovered space I wasn't supposed to be in. I mean, covered space. Then I knew I wasn't supposed to go. I know the laws of God. But this is just my just put it like this, and I'm just only using this because it's just a standard out there. If Halle Berry was your father's wife, but you 2 years older than her, and he going on a journey. See, and your eyes keep getting fascinated. I'm older than my mother, than my stepmother, so to speak. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So he starts to feel empowered. The spirit say, that belongs to you too. See, because what they're doing is flipping the marriage supper of the Lamb around. That we're all invited to the wedding. Their white party, that's their wedding. And that's the marriage bed. Y'all understand what I'm saying? That everybody get in that 50-foot bed. You get in there with your wife, but she crawls down here on my pillow. And mine go down there. But it's a 50-foot bed, and we just keep maneuvering around. That's their marriage supper of the Lamb, and that's why they're in white.
Sound like Sodom and Gomorrah.
That's what it is, bro. Go ahead, get some more.
Verse 40.
Yeah.
Having therefore gone in and beheld her nakedness.
What he beheld?
Beheld her nakedness.
Uh-huh.
I wrought the impiety without her perceiving it.
So he working hard, she drunk, and he getting it in, but y'all, like I said, the impiety was having hold of his covenant, his circumcision. That his father, probably circumcised more the midwife. He's got a hold of that, and at his stepmama. But he's got a hold of his covenant. Do y'all understand that spirit then? That he knows I got my covenant in my hand and I'm finna commit adultery. So what does circumcision mean to him at this point?
Nothing.
Y'all understand what Paul was trying to tell the Pharisees? Circumcision is none if you don't keep the law. You finna put that covenant into the wrong area? Let's get some more. What else to say?
I wrought the impiety without her perceiving it, and leaving her sleeping, I departed. And forthwith an angel of God revealed to my father concerning my impiety. And he came and mourned over me and touched her no more.
So he, at this point, he took care of her, but he didn't touch her no more because now she's had to live as a widow. He can't touch her because he can't go behind his son.
Right. The land is defiled.
And he could technically get rid of her, but he didn't. He did the same thing David did.
Right.
David took care of them 10 concubines or secondary wives till after Absalom did what he did, till they died. He didn't take nothing from them. He just couldn't go back to them. Right. He just took care of them because technically that was his fault that what he did. But this situation, Jacob felt for his son, and then he knew the law as well. I can't go back to her. It's against the law. Book of Jubilees and 20 tell me if a son or a father ever do that, it's recorded in heaven that it should be death on the spot. That's why he said, if Jacob hadn't prayed for me, I would be dead.
That's why he said his father mourned over him.
He mourned over him like, Lord, please forgive him. I know, and this is all coming back to those multiple wives situation because if Rachel had never gave me Bilhah, or whichever one gave him to Leah, because they got barren for a point. Rachel and Leah couldn't bear children anymore. That's when they gave their handmaid. He just wasn't taking them, and I want you, her handmaid, and I want you over there, Zilpah. No, women gave their handmaids to their husband. They didn't own them, even though they married. That's property that come with them.
Right.
Like Hagar was property of Sarah, that Pharaoh had gave her Hagar. Abraham couldn't just go to her, but there was a public ceremony. And Jacob was going through these public ceremonies as well, because Rachel couldn't conceive. And she was saying, why won't you give me a child? You. And he said, woman, I'm not God. And he said, besides, it ain't me. Leah got a baby. Zilpah got a baby. Bilhah got a baby. You ain't got one. It ain't me. I can't make you have a baby.
Right.
You got to pray to God. And then the Most High opened Rachel's womb. And that's where Joseph came from. And then he opened it again for Benjamin. And she died giving birth to him. So y'all understand, but this all came back. But this is all, like you're saying, the trickery that they did to Isaac, him and his mother, when they tricked Isaac and told him, yeah, this me, and he had that goat skin on.
Right.
Yeah, he said, you sound like Jacob. No, this Esau. And then he smelled his clothes because he had on Esau jacket.
Right.
He said, well, the clothes, is, yeah, I like that smell. Yeah, it smell like fresh dew in the morning.
Right.
Not a wet dog. Only a wet dog if he been in that dew. You know, so that's, but if you get a human in that dew, does it smell the same as a wet dog? The wet dog is the only thing we compare it to. You understand what I'm saying? But Isaac loved that smell when you read into Genesis. So we have to be careful if we say that, and don't have the background on it. Because somebody asks, well, what about Isaac like the way that smell? Oh, Isaac was half crazy and blind. Somebody come up with something.
Right.
But that's where it all comes back to, for what Jacob did to his father, him and his mother. The offsprings, you're getting it back like David got it back. Because he told him, Absalom, your son is going to do what you did with Bathsheba in the sight of all Israel. So y'all, the Most High, he's not a respecter of person. He'll repay you back to your face. And he just happened to do that trickery with his firstborn son. You understand what I'm saying? Let's get some more. Did he finish that?
Yeah.
Okay, we can hold that, y'all. Let's get right into it. We got about a good 40 minutes, so we're going to get caught up here real quick. Y'all believe it? Okay, so now Ezekiel 18:4, and what we want to do is just get the clear understanding who are in charge of the souls. So these some one-liners. We're going to hit 18, then we're going to hit verse 20, that same Ezekiel 18, and then we'll get into 14 and 14, and we'll see that where you don't have control of your soul, the Most High owns the soul. Now what you can do is you can give your image away that what makes your soul look bad. See, because they'll say he ain't no God-fearing man. You understand what I'm saying? But there's lines to be crossed. And see, it's when you know it's wrong and your flesh tell you, man, God don't see us. God go to bed before it get dark.
Right.
He don't see you what's going on the other side of midnight. And every time he come home on the other side of midnight, his wife say, well, where you been? I've been swallowing. I've been ministering and
You've been swallowing.
yeah. And she said, you a lie. Ain't nothing open this late. Ain't nothing open this late but the hospital and a pair of legs, and I don't see no bracelet on you.
This is wrong legs.
Yeah. Let's get some more.
Ezekiel 18 and what?
Start 4, and then we can jump down to verse 20, and we're going to do the same thing with Ezekiel 14 chapter. They both adding up to the same and both same verses.
Ezekiel chapter 18 verse 4.
Yes, sir.
Behold, all souls are mine.
All souls are who?
Mine.
Uh-huh.
As the soul of the Father, so also the soul of the Son is mine. The soul that sinneth, it shall die.
So he said all souls belong to me. This is why David in Psalm 51 said, only you have I sinned against. Well, what about Bathsheba and Uriah? You didn't sin against them? No, because he knows all souls are mine. I did that with my soul, Lord. You anointed me king, and my eyes went back for youthful lusts. And why would I do that just standing there and watch and see what I saw. And then they told me, I'm like, who was that tender? Oh, that's Bathsheba. That's Uriah the Hittite's wife, the daughter of Amathophel. I'm trying to say it right there. I mean, Ariel. But anyway, say her father is known in the community too. And David looking like this is off limits all the way now. She's married, and her husband, her father is a respectable person, and her husband is one of the 13 men that guard my bed at night.
Right.
And the devil say, who cares about that? You the king now.
Right.
You better act like a king would do. And that's what he did. Send it to me. And notice everything was told him. But David is warned with his spirit the whole time. Not only this, David is going into a cover-up mode.
Right. Yeah, so
But notice the conscience is still there. You know why? Because when Nathan came to him, he gave him the pearl. Hey, a man had this and raised it up like his own. But these other men came from out of town. He had a bunch of, he could have gave one of his, but he didn't. He took this man and gave it to him. He's like, David, what you do with a man like that? He say, that man wouldn't be breathing before the sun go down. He say, well, it's you, player. See, a drunk body speaks a sober mind. See, his mind was there to that's the judgment this individual need. But because youthful lust was blocking it, he didn't see it at the time. His mind is clear now. Always, like all our minds is clear when the devil get through using us. Your mind get clear on the way home, don't it? Yeah. You get clear, you cuss yourself out. You cuss yourself out on the way there. Where you going with your ugly ass? You going to do wrong, ain't you? Just looking at the river. Take your ugly, make a U-turn and go back home with your ugly self. But you just keep on driving. Somehow the devil say, mash that pedal faster before that conscience get to you and hurry up, and you just slide into the cliff and get out. The devil done won. You rubbing your hands, can't wait to get in there.
But the most
This the things I hear. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, bro.
gave you an out on your way.
Yes, he did. Always makes a way for you to escape temptation, even in your sleep. Right when you supposed to do something, finna do something you ain't supposed to, the phone will ring, and nobody on, hello, and hang up. TV will pop on. TV is ghosts in here. No, what he's doing is he's snapping you out of that dream that you're finna sin against your soul.
Right, you're trying to block.
You know it's wrong, but you're thinking, if I do it in my sleep, won't nobody know but me. He like, no, evidence will show. Because you're thinking with this, your shorts are still will be wet in the morning. You gonna know, and that's gonna be on your mind the whole time. How was I able to wet myself up? You understand what I'm saying? I couldn't do that awake. Right. So my flesh took that into my consciousness, and I just dreamed it just like this. And you'll get woke up, phone will ring, nobody be there. You hear the doorbell. Who out there? You better be going waiting around here. Who out there? Ain't nobody out there. That was your escape to get out of temptation. The Lord always makes a way. But you know what we do? Wake up and try to get back in that dream.
Where was I?
Where was I? Absolutely. But you know what you only do? You only find yourself looking in the window at yourself now. Versus you were actually involved in it and you're feeling like an out-of-body experience. When you go back in, you just kind of looking through the window. So it ain't the same no more. But what's up here is I went back.
Right, I was able to get there.
I went back. He woke me up and I went right back in there. I went right back, and that's those youthful lusts, y'all. See, the mind think when you're a youth, it's just a bad dream. That's called what people tell you. Sleep tight, don't let the bugs bite. No, ain't the bugs that's going to do some biting. Right. It's them demons want to bite on you in your sleep. So we always gave that to the children, warnings before you go to sleep. You understand what I'm saying? So those were the warnings because you can't control it under there. You have to have control before you lay down. It's called lucid dreaming. L-U-C-I-D. When you look up lucid, it means to be in the awareness while you're dreaming. You have to know what you're doing. You're like, no, I know that's you, the devil. You ain't fooling me. No, you really got me twisted. Oh, you got Rosie O'Donnell here in this
Oh,
Lingerie. You think I'm like, you're like, I was just saying, was you a trisexual?
Ain't lingerie, that's a tablecloth.
Y'all understand what I'm saying?
That's
No.
a nightmare.
Right. Yeah. But y'all understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Because the devil don't care. What he's trying to do is see your lasciviousness level. It don't matter who he bring in there with sexy lingerie on. Is that the way lingerie spelled? Look like lingerie.
Lingerie,
Yeah, but
It don't sound the same.
right. But what I'm saying is, you can have anybody in that line. He don't care. It's not about what is under. It's just about what's on the mind in here. When I pull it off or whatever I do, whether it's male, female, animal, you know, whatever it is. If it's in a leotard, when I pull it off, is that's all I'm looking for. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what the conscience will do. Once it gets to the point where it starts to think evil continually, y'all, ain't no level of what it won't be. Y'all, we ain't heard half of what Puffy and them been doing at them parties. They had underground tunnels leading to different houses. He had an underground tunnel right next to his bed, and they stepped on. They could feel the floor creaking. He had a escape passage down there. The only problem is they waited till he left. They like, no, you ain't gonna get in that tunnel. They gonna bring up tunnel pictures, y'all. That's what Hollywood was set up. That's how people used to get away. They would go underground to each individual's house. They would go underground to these parties, so you wouldn't see them pull up. They say it was an underground tunnel between Bill Cosby and Hugh Hefner's house. Let's get some more, y'all. Where we at? Verse 14, Elijah.
You want to go to 14 or?
Yeah, you read 4, right?
Yeah.
Just jump to 14.
All right. Ezekiel chapter 18, verse 14.
Uh-huh.
Now lo, if he beget a son, that seeth all his father's sins which he hath done, and consider it, and do it not such like.
So I see what my daddy doing. You know, and that's why Reuben was telling his sons, don't do what I did, sons. Don't do what I did. You know, go ahead.
That have not eaten upon the mountains, neither have lifted up his eyes to the idols of the house of Israel, have not defiled his neighbor's wife, neither have oppressed any, have not withholden the pledge, neither have spoiled by violence, but have given his bread to the hungry, and have covered the naked with a garment, that have taken off his hand from the poor, that have not received usury nor increase, hath executed my judgment, hath walked in my statutes. He shall not die for the iniquity of his father. He shall surely live.
Now, the crime he may die for what his father did, but he shall surely live in his soul. You understand what I'm saying? Because curses went to the whole household for sometimes 4 generations. Whether they did nothing or not, it's just to punish the father. Because if a father looks at his child and he see him in that bad condition, he'd be like, this all because of me. This because of me. Like Puffy is thinking right now because they finna bring his son up who look just like him on the same charges.
yeah.
And he's sitting in there, my son may be in here and he really ain't gonna be able to defend himself. Hell, I ain't gonna be able to defend myself. No, he ain't gonna be able to defend himself. He tried to do some gangster rap and do a rap battle and they wore him out, so he really ain't gonna be able to handle the penitentiary.
No, boy.
So it's falling to the son. So now the son is doing what the father was doing. Y'all understand? Now the son is bargaining his soul now because you can't sell it. Only thing Satan can get you to do is just repeat the acts of obedience or disobedience, y'all. That's all we got. There ain't no other middle ground. It's either from the devil or it's from the Most High. One or the other. And he don't play around with in between. Either you're going to do right or you're going to do wrong. And I'm going to give you a chance to straighten yourself out. And I'm going to give you one chance. But if you go beyond that, it's just like your parents told you. Don't go out the house till I get home from work. Some of us then went out and got away with it a couple times. Hope the neighbors didn't see you.
They gonna tell you.
They still gonna tell, ain't they?
Yeah.
You know, it come out later.
You just walk across their
Yeah,
grass.
yeah. Yeah, especially if you was on Miss Madge's purse, cause she cursed children out. You be sitting on her porch with her grandson and 3 or 4 of you, she just come out of nowhere and just go, get off of this porch with your ugly self. Go where your mammy pay rent at. You like, damn. Just right like that, and you got going. And she always reached in that duster pocket. She never wore clothes, just a duster. You know, women know it's like a nightgown with pockets on it. Yeah, they called them a duster back in the day. You know, and she just kept her hand in the pocket, like she was gonna shoot children.
Right.
She had that pistol in that bad boy.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. What else to say, bro? You finished that, right?
Yeah, you want me
So
to
let's
jump
get the
to
same
20?
Ezekiel 14. Did you go 20?
No, I didn't do 20 yet.
Okay, go ahead.
Chapter Ezekiel 18 and verse 20.
Uh-huh.
The soul that sinneth, it shall die.
You see how it switched back to let you know what's gonna die if you do the sins of your father. But all these are felony sins. These on the list at 1 Corinthians 6 and 9 that you can't get in the kingdom. This is what all of 18 is talking about, those sins. And those are attached to the soul. If the soul get a hold of those sins and it start justifying about those sins, and you're saying, but, the minute you say, but, why I did it, but don't mean nothing. But means you got an excuse for why you did it. Because but means I know it was wrong, but I did it anyway. Because I was mad. Get some more.
The soul that sinneth, it shall die.
Yeah.
The son shall not bear the iniquity of the father, neither shall the father bear the iniquity of the son.
Uh-huh.
Excuse me. The righteousness of the righteous shall be upon him,
Uh-huh.
and the wickedness of the wicked shall be upon him. But if the wicked will turn from all his sins,
From how many of his sins?
all his sins
Uh-huh.
that he hath committed,
That he have done what?
committed,
Uh-huh.
and keep all my statutes, and do that which is lawful and right, he shall surely live, he shall not die.
Uh-huh.
All his transgressions that he hath committed, they shall not be mentioned unto him. In his righteousness that he hath done, he shall live.
So this is what the devil got puffy at. You the biggest man in here. You got the mayor of New York at your parties. What you worried about this heifer talking about? She gonna call the police on you and tell some things on you. So that's when he come out the next day. Yeah, you right, devil. Yeah, you sure right. And then so he come out and say, she a lie and the truth ain't in her. She's a liar. I'm a God-fearing man. My bodyguards, all the people that be around me at my white party, is God-fearing people. She's a liar. And then the tape came out. And the next thing he do, dig it in his pocket. I'm the liar. And I was at a sick time. I was at the seat. I'm sorry because I got caught. Y'all understand? But his mind ain't changed.
No.
If his mind had a change, it would have been a different conversation off the top. But he been covering his tracks with the assistance of the gift. And that's the FBI saying, as long as you can help us, we'll help you.
Right.
Well, they don't need his help no more. They don't want him dancing in everybody's videos either, like Sugar. You done did all the dancing we need you to do.
No more for you.
And what you got, Emo? No, I got one right here, Emo. Right here. Yeah, I'm gonna get it. Yes, ma'am. I hear you hear them sniffles, but I'm working on it, Emo.
sure watching
Go ahead.
you,
Yes,
boy.
sir. Yeah, out there cutting grass, and then look, after I start sneezing, then put on the mask. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 22.
Yeah.
All his transgressions that he hath committed.
Uh-huh.
Now let me jump down to 23.
Yeah.
Have I any pleasure at all that the wicked should die? Said the Most High Elohim, and not that he should return from his ways and live?
That's what he said at the flood. He said, I have no pleasure in destroying my creation, but they just won't do right. So that lets you know it's free will. And it's not him having you born to do evil. You can't be born to do evil because there can't be no judgment day. Let's get some more.
But when the righteous turneth away from his righteousness and committeth iniquity, and doeth according to all the abominations that the wicked man doeth, shall he live? All his righteousness that he hath done shall not be mentioned. In his trespass that he had trespassed, and in his sin that he hath sinned, in them he shall die.
See, he got to die now because Puffy did rock the vote and all that stuff, you know, went down there, opened up a school here. Now, ain't none of that going to be remembered. The party is what's going to be remembered.
Give me that key back.
And look, they took the key back, everything.
Honorary degree.
Took the key, you know, and
locked the mayor up
look,
for
they
giving
gonna
him
lock
the
the
key.
mayor up for giving him the key. He on trial now. You done let him lure you into this madness.
Yeah.
Hey,
Morehouse, what was that? Morehouse sending, Howard sending them back his million.
yeah, it's in
Everything. They like, we
Took
don't
back
want to
the honorary
be, we don't want to be connected with you ever again.
Legal fees.
All of the companies he's with, they're like, you ain't a board member no more. He had to sell everything and get what he can get out. Ciroc, they like, no, we don't want you sipping on that, promoting this for us, because they gonna tie our Ciroc to them parties.
Before it all came out, they made them sure all his shares to revolt
But look, that's what happened. That's what happened. He tried to sue Ciroc. And,
for discrimination.
that's
Yeah.
where all this right here come from.
Well, it was coming down too. That was just the final straw.
But
That kicked it
anytime,
off right there.
I mean, you look at the pattern. Anytime you have accepted the agreement from the devil,
Yeah.
you can't turn around and then call them out
Yeah,
in front of the world.
and that's what he did.
Michael Jackson did it.
Yeah,
What happened? They sicked the dogs on him, saying
Yes,
he was
sir.
a pedophile.
Yeah.
Then they killed him.
yeah,
Prince did it.
Yeah.
What they do? Sick the dogs on him, dead.
Yep.
Everybody that go against the grain after you done made your meals and all that, you can't go public and start calling out the devil.
no,
Because
no.
soon as you do, he said, okay, I'm pulling your card now.
Yes, sir.
It's time for you to go on and go out.
You don't wait around here now.
Yeah, get on
I'm
the way
through
around
using
here. Now
you.
you trying to put me on Front Street when
Yes,
I
sir.
helped you get to
Right.
where you are.
Yeah, but he won't out.
Yeah.
See, once he know the natural use of a woman, like Romans 1:20 say, is gone from him, because he's been so into this other stuff that.
Vile affection.
Because when we read in Testament Reuben, that last one, 8, the spirit of sexual intercourse. Y'all have to understand that's a force. And I want y'all to understand that's a supernatural. Be fruitful and multiply is a godly spirit. But what he's have done is because you're doing the same thing God. You're creating life. Y'all understand? Life that's going to die because, you after Adam. But you're still procreating life. And that's the last one, and the devil like to get on the last one because that's the last one you remember. We can talk about a lot of things, but if some subjects start coming up about the boom boom room and shaking of below the navel, we'll kind of won't remember the front part of the class. That's why I say the last part of the class is always the most, I guess what term you use for it, comprehending, so to speak. The last thing you hear. You kind of recall back on that. That's why you're supposed to say your prayers right before you go to sleep. That's why you're supposed to forgive those that sinned against you as you sin against them right before you go to sleep. The last thing, just like if you're watching a scary movie, you sitting up there like this and won't change the channel, hearing stuff, and you just steady watching it. Right. And then finally they say, and we're done now with the scariest movie on TV. You can go to bed now, and then you cut it off. And soon as you lay down, there that thing is right there in your sleep. So that's why you always have to pray before you go to sleep. So the last thing on your mind to be, Lord, forgive me and forgive those that I may have sinned against. The Lord's Prayer is so important when you lay down. You understand? Don't let the bug bite. That's the least of your worries. Bugs bite, Because you go to the wrong Airbnb, bugs gonna bite. But I'm just saying, that's the least of your worries, biting on you in your sleep. So let's get some more of that. Did you finish that, Elijah? You finished that, didn't you? So you
gone.
Oh, Elijah gone? Okay. Thank you, Imam. So now, y'all, we just gonna get to Ezekiel 14. Same two again, y'all, and then we just got one reader, y'all. We on good time. We got about 40 minutes. Any questions out there, too, by?
No, sir.
Y'all, when you can't sell your soul, it belongs to God. And what we're talking about is the first chapter of Job, when Job asked, if you take that hedge from him, if you take the protection off his soul, I can get him. Most High say, I don't take protection off of souls that done prove they my friend, like Job, like Lot, like Abraham. He like, no, I don't take the protection off of them. I'm not going to just give you to them. But see what you can get done with that flesh, since you think this is all about material. They doing this about me because of the gifts you gave them. And he like, no, that ain't why they doing it. They understand why I gave them those gifts. And if those gifts left tomorrow, they'll be the same individual. They'll still be my friend. I gave him his son. He was 90 years old. He had one from 1 to 90. And I gave him to him. You think he going to have a problem giving them back? But guess how the devil tried to He even tried to negotiate with the Lord on Abraham's thing. He like, look, I didn't hear one word about you when Isaac was weaned. He invited everybody. That's in the book of Jasher and also in Genesis. It said he invited the king, that African king. He invited that Moabite king to see Isaac, my son that I'm 90 and his mama 80. And I'm not, y'all understand what I'm saying? The whole world was coming because just like how we would be looking if you found out what's her name that played one of our old black actors, no one played Sounder. Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. She was 94. If Cicely Tyson, you know, before she dies, and Cicely Tyson is pregnant with twins at 90.
Boy, they come from the ends of the earth.
The whole earth, everybody be coming around and be like, wait a minute, was it artificial insemination or how did everything reverse? So all of these people came to see, and y'all, it was the weaning of Isaac. He was getting off the breast milk. So everybody was coming around and celebrated technically his first birthday, so to speak. Right. And the Lord just looking at Satan, you think Abraham ain't thinking about me? It's all about me because he's inviting the whole world to show the world the gift of the Most High. I'm 90. What do you think they brought gifts? They like, the Lord is blessing you. This ain't nothing. He's already got the Lord there. Y'all understand? Because he's showing his glory. You ain't got to mention the Lord every time you talk or try to make somebody think the Lord is with you. Just do the commandments. And see, all praises to the Most High, Bahashem, Hawashawa, Bahashem. And see, you know, I'm trying to do the best I can. Bahashem, Bahashem, y'all, you know all that talk. If you just do what he tell you to do, you ain't got to even go through none of that. All you have to do, they're going to ask you. You're a godly man. I can see it on you. I see the way you move. I hear just how you answer things. Are you a religious man? No, I ain't religious. Or are you a spiritual man? It depends on what you mean by that. Or what religion are you? I'm no religion, you know. Well, what do you? I get my teachings out of the Bible. I just believe it. Nationhood versus religion. It deals with the nations of the world. Well, next you're gonna come down with what nation are you? Then you can get into it, but now they've been walked down the path and they can understand because you know what we doing? Acknowledging iniquity while we're here first. I'm not coming at you like, and y'all gonna bow down, and y'all gonna be licking dust off my feet, and you ain't told about why you here in captivity, and you been licking dust. How you just gonna jump to your redemption, and you ain't told the people why you here, licking dust?
But think about it. What person you gonna tell that you gonna be kissing my shoes, and they're gonna accept what you say? Why would you start with that?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, see, what they want to do is them show their iniquity to us when we got here. Oh, you want to show the further in the affliction? That's fine, but they at least got to know why you're here.
You tell me I'm gonna be kissing your shoes. I
Yeah.
don't want to hear nothing you got to say.
See,
I'm getting away from you.
See, and that's what I'm saying. So once you acknowledge our iniquity and our forefather, they know you're a thinking man up here because you're not justifying bad behavior of our forefathers. You're saying, I know why you call me a nigga and think we don't deserve to pass this law around. I understand it clearly. And I know y'all will not be punished for one day of captivity. Y'all only going to be punished for furthering the affliction. They can't be punished for what God did. I'm going to put you into their hands.
That's right.
That's right.
But if they do what I didn't tell them to do, I just told them to keep you bound for a while. Let them see what it's like.
Right.
But when y'all start cutting off genitals and cutting babies out of the stomach and feeding them to alligators, oh, y'all done went, I'm going to get y'all for that.
Yeah.
I'm going to get y'all for that because you're judging them harshly than I did. I just sent them to y'all, but not for that to happen to you. But it's a warning when you go to a people that I'm going to send you to that don't know God. So now you really going to have to be on your game to show the light.
But see, this is what we were doing to each other, and we knew.
That's what I'm talking about, life. Yeah. So we got
You
sent
say,
to what we were doing.
It's just Deuteronomy 32. I'm gonna give you back what you give to me,
Which-
and what y'all done to
Absolutely.
each other.
That part's legal by the nation. But when the nation say, well, God done told us, no, you can't do evil to Israel. He done already chastised us. How you gonna get in on the whoop?
Right.
You already got your orders. Y'all gonna come up off of them being obedient to you. And we're gonna see if, shalom y'all, we're gonna see if they serve you better than they serve me. So that's what happened, y'all. Go ahead, what you got?
I got a question in the chat. A.H. Butler asks, could you shed some light on 1 Corinthians 6 and 9? What does it mean to abuse yourself with mankind?
Well, as we looking at abusing yourself with mankind is going the extra mile with somebody else that's saying, that's why I say don't be quick to run to riots, or because sometimes or getting in close to where you have to slash your wrists and do anything like that. That's abusing yourself with mankind. Puffy Party is abusing yourself with mankind. That because what they're doing is you're being abused, ain't them all the cases? So there's a lot of abuse in there with mankind, and like I say, to take on the wicked parts of it, that's what you're getting into, to get out situations, going to things that you know you're gonna have problems with, and you get abused. You abuse yourself because you believe that if I do this to myself, it's like hazing. If you take all of the Freemason rituals, cutting out your tongue, and I'll do this with mankind. The Lord ain't never asked you to do that. But you're willing to cut your tongue out if you reveal a secret. A secret of the dark side? I'm supposed to shout it out on the roof, but you agree to get my tongue cut out if I reveal a dark secret that I'm supposed to shout out on the roof. So who running things now?
Right.
So you're more concerned about who can destroy body.
That's right.
But not body and soul in hell. You're worried about your body and you're worried about your tongue.
That's right.
What need to be cut out with what you was doing with that tongue at the Puffy Party. Cut it out.
Uh-oh.
Because most I say, if your eye offend you, do what?
Plug it out.
Did you get it 14 to line? What it say, the tongue, you can't control it.
No.
All the members you control except that.
It's desperately wicked.
It's desperately wicked. It want to do wicked things. Go ahead. It want to talk wickedness. Go ahead, like Ezekiel 14 and 14.
Ezekiel 14 and verse 14.
Yes, sir. And then, y'all, we just got a few scripts, one hitter, and we're going to let you know the difference in selling your soul. Then I want to hit that Sirach after this, Sirach 10 and 9, because a lot of people try to run to this, but it's explaining the same thing. That's why we're going over the law first. If you sell your soul to wickedness, you can't sell it, because you understand nobody is going to pay you what they're paying for righteousness. Not in this world.
Right.
They don't give out receipts for that. They let you sing one song. Like, if you ever see this jam, because like I say, they let them express themselves, because what the industry does is, it's more better to let the people see your holy side, and then we put you on Front Street with this. See, what we're trying to do is get them to believe, what do you really believe? This side or this side? There's a jam out by Kirk Franklin. It's called Lean on Me. And what he doing, he's got the best artists, and it's like a gospel song. You got Mary J. Blige in there, or Kelly, Bono. Now look, I want you to understand what I'm saying. But how they're singing like if they were singing to the Lord. I want you to understand, this is R. Kelly, what they're showing. This is when he's thinking correctly. What he's giving you is when he's saying, my mind is telling me no, but my body is telling me yeah. So he said, my flesh is ruling when I sing this song, but when you listen to Lean on Me, and you hear his voice, and you say, why wouldn't he just do that? Why wouldn't he just sing like that? And he's really, you hear him, you see him getting in, you can tell it's soul music, and that's what he want to do, but it don't pay. Not only that, but it don't have youthful lust attached with it. Right. You got to get rid of all that when you sing this, because when you sing it like this, we don't expect for you to be at Diddy's party. So they let you sing that, and then they let you sing what you singing, and then those lyrics you're still writing from your mind. My mind telling me no, because you're equipped, whether you don't get the Bible or not. You're not supposed to touch that child. You know that's a child. That child don't even know how to put his shoes on the right foot. And you looking at him and you take that innocent from him, his mind is telling him, I shouldn't do that. Her walls are not even built up, like you get in the Song of Solomon and Ezekiel 16. When they say a woman's walls is not built up, her breasts ain't even fastening yet. She ain't even got the training bra yet, and you licking your eyebrows with that tongue. Like a windshield wiper, waiting to, and you know, she this young. My mind's telling me no, which is the Lord. But my flesh, which is the sin of Adam, the offspring that I got, is telling me she gonna enjoy it, and you too. See, that's what the consciousness does. The conscious is always a witness against you. You can't fight against it. I don't care what the court may say. Y'all can manipulate the court. You can pull an OJ in there, get the right jurors up there, but your conscience ain't gonna let you do it. That's why OJ couldn't stay out of trouble. His conscience wasn't gonna let him stay out until he went to jail. He was willing to accept them 9 years. That was his satisfaction in his mind for killing them folks. I'm still going to jail, so when I get out, and he got out, you know, I understand what I'm saying, but they locked him up on the same day that he was found not guilty. He got locked up in Vegas the same day, and the time was the same amount of the civil suit. 33 years, $33 million. So they let him know, yeah, you're going to jail for this. We can't give you the time because it'd be double jeopardy, but we can come back another way and get you behind them bars and get some time out of you. Well, to him, he was looking at it like, you know, well, maybe that's good because he went further into the dark. Write a book. If I had killed him. Well, you know, OJ actually wrote a book and they got the proceeds from it. So look, this is what he doing. I'm going to write a book about killing your children and then you going to get the proceeds from it. See how wicked that starts to get y'all? It's thinking evil continuously. I'm going to write a book if I had killed him. What you did different than you did over there on Rockingham? Tell us what you did different.
Ran the other way.
Right. See, yeah, right.
Right.
So right, put the hammer down the Bronx. But y'all understand this is what the devil is getting doing. He only wants you to bargain. You going to the lake of fire because you can't sell the soul, and he know that. But you can satisfy this flesh so much it does the selling for the devil. But you really can't sell it because you can't. Because you try to use that on Judgment Day. Lord, I didn't know I could sell your precious soul. I didn't know I could be the image of you that I'm in, that I could do that, and I'm begging for you. No, you know, because the devil tell you. Adonai is still God to the Masons. He's still God. You still want to take the initiation? Yes, sir. Well, you're going to be calling me master. You're going to be getting up in the middle of the night doing certain things. When I call you, you're going to have to get up in the middle of the night. If y'all notice, Puffy was calling a lot of people at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning for private sessions. Shalom says, while they laying there with their woman. This is the level of it and the control he wants, that you would get up out of your bed and go to a man that's requesting. And it's already on the list what he wants. I'm in the bed, man. What they got to do with me and you?
You gonna be in the bed when you get here?
I ain't party with y'all. I'm going fabulous on you. You ain't party with me, daddy. You know, and your woman listening, who is that calling you daddy? That your daddy? No, it ain't. It's Puff Daddy. It's the diddler. Let's go and get this so we can move on, y'all.
No.
Ezekiel 14 and 14.
Though these 3 men,
Yeah.
Noah, Daniel, and Job, were in it, they should deliver but their own souls by their righteousness, said the Most High Elohim.
So it's saying even these righteous men that you read about, that I dealt with, that Satan tried to get at and lock them up, these 3 men, they can only deal with their own soul. They can't justify for nobody else, only their own soul. What else to say?
If I cause noisome beasts to pass through the land, and they spoil it, so that it be desolate, that no man may pass through because of the beasts. Though these 3 men were in it, as I live, says the Most High Elohim, they should deliver neither sons nor daughters. They only shall be delivered, but the land shall be desolate.
So this is why when Job prayed for his children, he prayed in case they might have sinned, because he can't pray away their sin.
Right.
Y'all understand? He's just like, Lord, please have mercy on them. You know, they may be getting beside me. I'm rich like this, and you know, they celebrate and they don't want them to get too much wine in them and go off. And so I'm praying that in case they might have sinned.
Right.
But he knew he couldn't save their soul and put that into his writing. And Lord, I'm going to ask you if they were wicked to save their soul. No, you can't ask the Lord if they were wicked, save them. Then why ain't the devil on that list?
Right.
Let's get some more.
Or if I bring a sword upon that land, and say, sword, go through the land, so that I cut off man and beast from it. though these 3 men were in it, as I live, saith the Most High Elohim, they shall deliver neither sons nor daughters, but they only shall be delivered themselves.
You know why? Because if we're put into captivity, these things come about. So you can't, Lord, I gave my life for my child. He said, if any of these things come on the land, you got to die for that. What David did, the angel with that sword came through and was killing everybody. He had to stay the hand of there. He's like, that's enough. That's enough. That's enough. You putting Israel down. That's enough. And the death angel moved and put his sword back up. So y'all understand that what he's saying, that can't be saved. Like all the things they put in our neighborhoods, Planned Parenthood and these type of things, y'all, that's power that we ain't getting. Like if you whoop your child or something, or you leave them home by themselves and the state come and get them, they done pull that child out of your control. There's nothing technically you can probably do for that child's soul but ask the Lord to have mercy on it. Because once you get locked in another system, you don't know what they doing to your child.
That's right.
Look, we finding out stuff at daycare, boy, they throwing children around. And look, the camera be up there.
Yeah.
So this tells you it's locked in their conscience already that they're not conscious of a camera.
Right.
And their bad behavior just jumps out.
There's a young lady that's going live on the internet. She's exposing the adoption system.
Yeah.
Said the adoption system is part of the trafficking system. She says she was trafficked. She was adopted, but she was trafficked through countries and different families and everything.
Yeah.
And so she was able to get her out of it. And so now she's trying to expose the whole industry. She said the whole adoption industry is a trafficking industry. They just trafficking children all over the world.
Yeah, that's what they call that Pizzagate and all them things. A lot more coming out, y'all.
Yeah.
Let's get it, y'all, because look, the Antichrist is on the scene, so he's got to he don't want people to think that he's giving out gifts, reward for bad behavior. That's why he's going to stop war and try to bring peace.
Yeah.
He's got to be in the image of God, so they can't have the bad players on the scene right now. So they cleaning house with them, y'all.
Did you want me to finish that out?
No, did you read verse 20?
No.
Okay.
Verse 19. Or if I send a pestilence into that land and pour out my fury upon it in blood, to cut off from it man and beast, though Noah, Daniel, and Job were in it, as I live, saith the Most High Elohim, they shall deliver neither son nor daughter. They shall but deliver their own souls by their righteousness.
So right there we see again, your own soul by your righteousness. Right? You can't force righteousness on nobody else. You just can't. And that's why it's saying no matter what the condition is, it ain't gonna never change. You can only deliver yourself. If you put in a penitentiary, like Joseph was for 12 years, he delivered his soul, didn't he?
Yep.
When it came time, his brothers couldn't get him out.
Nope.
We got somebody locked up, you can't go get them out. They got to deliver their own soul.
Okay.
And it may mean death.
Yep. But they got work to do while they're in there.
Yes, sir. 1 Corinthians 15. Y'all, we're going to one-line these on out. And then we want to read a couple that say, some men are born or some women are born for the glory of the Most High. And it may seem like a sin has happened, like the blind man. Who did sin that this child was born blind? Mm-hmm. So if the Most High say I formed you perfect, excuse me, a lot of people will go to it and say, well, he didn't form this man perfect, he's born blind. So just like he said, when pestilence come in the land, if this individual was born blind, it's for that time period. If I make him see, he's going to testify of me.
Right.
That's why I say don't tell no man that I did. Don't even mention my name. You go testify to him. And then this lets you know that this guy was born blind because he's testifying for the Messiah with him nowhere around. Like the one that walked, he's like, I don't know what his name is. I don't care. But all y'all couldn't heal me and couldn't do nothing. He just touched me and I'm walking. And they asking them questions. You sure? We went and got his mom and dad. And they asked them, ain't this your? She like, look, he grown. You could check with him. But the glory of God, he said, That's who healed me. So for those cases, yes, those are formed with a deficiency in the flesh, but not by the two parents. Like, because you can have a child born, if you dealing with syphilis and a child is conceived, normally the time one of the main things is the child be born blind. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So they asking what sin? Who had the itchies and scratchies and conceived this child? That it was born blind. Y'all understand what I'm saying? And then there's times like we're going to get into little Luke 1, that where it talk about John the Baptist. And it will always say from the womb. So coming out, their parents, and then it'll say in the womb a couple times. So like you'll see certain individuals that was baptized in their mother's womb. A lot of us, when we hit the breath of life, when they hit you and you start breathing, then, you know, that's a difference from, that's outside the womb and you start on your journey. But inside the womb, like John the Baptist and the Messiah, you know, it explained that they were doing supernatural things. They were already set when they come out of the womb with the spirit of truth and right. That don't mean that they wasn't gonna never sin. It's just that how they were truly formed, they were sent here to spread the word of God. Just like the Antichrist son, or the Antichrist. He's the flip side of that. If y'all understand what I'm saying. He's born to do evil. The government he have on this show is the government of evil. That's what he's born for. Let's get some more. 1 Corinthians 15:45. And then y'all, we're going to jump to Hebrews 1, Matthew 28, y'all. We'll read the law. But no, I wanted to hear that Sirach, didn't I? Yeah. Somebody do that real quick. Sirach chapter 10, and then we'll get back to this. This is where you'll see the actual words of selling a soul, but you're going to have to see what's entailed with it that makes one think he can sell his soul, or he's in charge of his own soul. But when you think you in charge of it, and you sell it like Judas Iscariot did, but he never did sell his soul either. He just got tricked. They didn't ask about his soul. They just asked him to deceive the Messiah, which cost him his soul. Because he went and killed himself. And that's abusing yourself with mankind, them type of things. Become a snitch for the feds. You're abusing yourself with mankind because in one breath you're hoping they don't find out you done told on them while you're smiling at her and toasting it up. Because if they tell, you know what's going to happen.
Right.
Pull up with you in the car in front of all your boys and let you out the back seat. And offer you forgot your gift and throw them some joys. Man, what's up with you and the feds?
Right.
Go ahead, what'd that say?
I'm holding
Yeah, it's just one line. Y'all gonna get, anybody can get it.
We're going to Sirach what?
Chapter 10, verse 9.
Sirach chapter 10, verse 9.
And this is where you'll see that, y'all, because we have to account for words that's in what we're saying that it's not. Go ahead.
What wisdom delivered from pain those that attend upon her.
No,
Where you at?
10 and 9, verse 9.
Oh man, I'm in wisdom of Solomon.
Yeah.
I was too. I went the same
I
thing.
am tripping.
Should start off
I'm
right.
sure reading it.
Yeah,
Like,
boy,
this don't
them
make no
trick
sense.
glasses, boy.
Tricks or tricks?
Tricks. Brother, not hatred. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's going to start at verse 6 there and read now.
Oh, verse 6.
Sirach chapter 10, verse 6.
Yeah.
Bear not hatred to thy neighbor for every wrong,
For what?
for every wrong,
Uh-huh.
and do nothing at all by injurious practice.
So, for every reason you hating on your neighbor, he can't do right at this point. No matter what he did, you're going to find something wrong. And that's what we call, this
Haterade.
is what a term, haterade, or this is what people say you hating on me.
Right.
For everything I can't do right.
Nothing.
You know, I graduated, you know, I had all my credits. Did you do it or were you cheating off of somebody's paper? You like, damn. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Go ahead.
Pride is hateful before God and man.
What is pride?
Hateful before God and man. And by both do one commit iniquity.
So pride is what caused Lucifer to fall. No demon, no spirit. It came from within. It was pride. It meant my sugar honey iced tea don't stink. That's pride. And notice what he's into of going against the procreation rules. And guess what his number one title is for those who act just like him. Pride parade. See, you're proud to be on that felony list. This is what we're talking about. You're proud. I don't care if he didn't make me like this, that's what I think. And I want to be known by pronouns then. Don't call me him, call me them. Hey, them, what's up? You understand what I'm saying? So this is what the Most High is saying. That's what pride do to you. And it's within all of us. Waiting to leap out on that side of it. You got to keep it at bay. Because once it leap up, it ain't no recovery process for pride. Before, what it say, before the destruction come, pride is before the destruction. Go ahead.
Verse 8, because of unrighteous dealing, injuries and riches gotten by deceit.
What by deceit?
Injuries and riches gotten by deceit.
So Puffy has been rewarded for doing what he's doing to individuals. He's getting rewarded for that. He's getting the contracts. He's getting the front. He's rubbing elbows with what he think are the big shots.
But just like the scripture say, what profit is a man?
That's where we going. Yes, sir. We going there. You on there? Go ahead, bro.
The kingdom is translated from one people to another. Why is the earth and ashes proud? There is not more wicked thing than a covetous man, for such an one setting his own soul to sale, because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels.
So it says, excuse me, not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. Want everything that belongs to somebody else. And that's what happened in that practice. He got Beyonce, but did he want her? See, that's a covetous man. So they throw these parties to invite you, so with gifts and stuff, and give you a bunch of stuff so I can get at her. And then I'll lure you to believing, well, you can get at mine. You understand?
Right.
See, so that was the flip side of what Job said in 31. Job said, I made a covenant with my eyes. If I look at a young maiden and I think dirty things, then whoever she belongs to can have my wife. Matter of fact, if I do that, he can bring his friends and they can run a train on her. Because that's the covenant I made with my eyes. But see, that covetous man, he's the flip side of what Job's saying. I want his woman. I want his children. I want everything he got. See, a covetous man, like Jeremiah got the old school rides. He could win. Somebody could win a lotto, and he could buy him one. What's that? 59 Ford or Jeremiah? What's that? That Ford? What year is that? That Ford? You got that white truck?
Oh, it's a Chevy.
Chevy. Yeah. What is that? You like, you don't know what the hell you talking about? I ain't got no Ford. What is it?
Say 59.
85 C10. So it's his restored. Somebody can have the lotto, but he can't get one like he's got restored, and he's considered a poor man to the lotto winner. So he'll offer to buy his. Not only that, but he'll go to covetous practice to do it. I'll give you 10 times what it's worth. Why would he give me 10 times of what it's worth? That means he could have one 10 times, but he want yours. So they'll quit talking about yours, and they'll be talking about me with yours. And that's where we at with this, y'all.
Probably ain't the car, it's the man.
Yeah. Go ahead. Want to be him, yeah.
That was it. You said 9, right?
Yeah, did you go? I thought it was 9 and 10. Did you get 10?
Oh, 10.
Oh, that's good. That's good. But y'all, that's where it says he settled his soul for sale. But he's not selling it. It's just his wickedness is causing him to compromise his soul, which is going to cost him in the end. See, right now, Puffy has for every Bible in the penitentiary right now. He won't back in now. Y'all understand? Because no might is in his hand. His love for money is gone. I'll give y'all $50 million. I'll give y'all my mama house. I'll give you this mansion. I'll give you all the cars if y'all let me out of here. But they say we can't let you out of there. So what else you think he reaching for now but the Bible? I know I done did wrong, Lord, but you know my heart.
Yes, I know you were wicked.
And he just rocking like this. Yeah, he just rocking like this. Scripture. Y'all bring me some more scriptures in here.
Nope.
See, because he needs that help now.
Eat them ones you got.
Because Satan done left him now. Let's get some more, y'all. Yes, ma'am.
Is he willing to share J-Lo?
Oh, they done already did that. That's part of that. That's the part of that doctrine. You understand? That's the part of the doctrine. See, when the tapes came out, Ben Affleck said, I can't be connected to you with this. Plus, it's finna come out she had the pistol after he shot up in the club. So this the real reason. I just come out of the blue.
It was Puffy that shot me.
Yeah. Yeah. The girl that got shot in the nose.
And then she gave the gun to J-Lo.
He gave the gun to J-Lo, so she took it and hid it. So all that's coming out now, and the feds probably call him. Look, your wife is going to be brought up on some things about this, so I don't know if you want to stay with her or not, but, you know, we hear she was at the Puffy party, too, and, you know, huh? So, y'all, this is what I'm saying. All of this is coming out now, y'all, but all it is the same bad behavior that you choose, and you saying, well, I'll bargain what you really want. He doesn't want, the devil doesn't want your soul. He wants you to give it to him. Y'all understand what I'm saying? He can't buy it from you. He can't bargain it from you. He's saying, I need you to get to the point that where you don't care about the second death. And a lot of men, when they do that, you know how they justify the second death? They start believing crazy doctrines about reincarnation. See, notice what the doctors say. I can be evil, and I can just keep coming back to get it right. Listen what you're saying. I can be evil, but I can keep coming back till I get it right. That's what the One West boys was teaching. Next time I'll come back, and I'll do better on the next one. If I fail on that one, I get to come back again. Well, why would you do right at all?
Right.
What sense does that make? Why you gonna keep coming back? Y'all, but that's where they go with that. Come on, let's get some more of this, y'all. Where we at?
The book of 1 Corinthians,
Yeah, 15:45.
chapter 15 and verse 45.
And y'all, this is the image of Messiah now.
And it reads, and so it is written, the first man, Adam, was made a living soul.
What was the first man?
Made a living soul.
So once again, we get back to that Genesis 5. If then he would be the second man according to those that want to believe it's two genealogies. You know what I'm saying? He would be the second man. But it's saying the first man. Go ahead, keep reading.
The last Adam was made a quickening spirit.
Uh-huh.
Howbeit, that was not first which is spiritual, but that which is natural, and afterward that which is spiritual. The first man is of the earth.
What is the first man?
Is of the earth.
Okay.
Earthy. The second man is the most high from heaven.
Yeah.
As is the earthy, such are they also that are earthy. And as is the heavenly, such are they also that are heavenly. And as we have borne the image of the earthy, we shall also bear the image of the heavenly.
Now that'll be either heading to the lake of fire or to righteousness.
Right.
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandment, for he's going to bring every work into where? Judgment.
Whether it be good or whether it be
So
evil.
judgment can't be manipulated because our God is fair and he's just. He's going to show the individual every time I gave you an escape clause, you went the other way. And look, you know, because we always say, I should have took the escape route. I should have followed my what? That was the escape route. Why didn't you follow it?
Right.
What happened? Read some more, bro.
Verse 50.
Yeah.
Now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of Yah, neither doth corruption inherit incorruption. Behold, I show you a mystery.
What he gonna show you?
A mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed.
In the twinkling of an eye, y'all, that's like a blink of the eye. Just a blink of an eye is going to happen that quick. And you're going to be changed, but some to everlasting damnation. It ain't to all right.
Right.
Go ahead, what else to say?
Verse 53. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality.
And that's for bad or good, because some people do wrong and kill themselves. And think they ain't got nothing else coming. That's it for me. But no, you still gonna put on incorruption, because your punishment has to last forever. You cannot corrupt and die. It's where the worm dieth not. Read some more.
Verse 54. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory?
Okay.
The sting of death is sin.
What is the sting of death?
Is sin. And the strength of sin is the law.
See, you can't have, and that's the same as Romans 4:15. Where there's no law, there's no sin.
Right.
So if anybody mentions sin and in the same breath saying the law is done away with, that's a hypocrite or a liar. They don't understand what sin is. You can't have them separated. You can't say he nailed the law to the cross and then point at me and say you shouldn't be drinking that devil's juice. Why?
Right.
Ain't that devil juice drinking is nailed to the cross?
Right.
No, why not? Why not?
Because I can control you.
Yeah, that's what it is. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 57. But thanks be to Yahweh, which giveth us the victory through our master, Yahushua HaMashiach.
Yes, sir.
Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast.
Be what?
Steadfast. Unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Most High. For as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Most High.
So you may think the Lord is not watching what's happening, but they watching.
Right.
It's just like you get a promotion, you get called in the office, you think your box in there and all your goods, you finna get sent out. You know, you finna lose your job, but they like, no, you're getting a promotion, you're getting moved up to the 3rd floor.
Right.
You know, what? Yeah, we've been watching you, you know, and we see how you've been running the shift, and, you know, we believe you'll be a good manager and different things. You get more. So in likewise manner, the Most High ain't taking what we doing in vain, y'all. You know what I'm saying? He watching every work and who it may turned on. You may have not known somebody you turned on, and that done multiplied 50 times. You ain't even got aware of it. They may bring it back to your attention, man. You know, yeah, man, you turned me on back in the day. And yeah, I'm still with it, man. We got to congregate. You be like, what? So a lot of times, this what he's saying, you know, every secret thing will be brought up too. Any righteous things that were like that, and every wicked thing you done secretly, they're going to be brought up too. So don't think the work you doing, the Lord ain't hearing you, or, you know, it just seemed like bad, just keep coming to me, you know, this happened. First, you got to clear your mind that is it anything that I call?
Right.
And once you eliminate that, then you know this is a trial of the Lord.
That's right.
Well, why would he test me like that? Why would he do that and I got these children?
Why not?
You know why not? But he ain't going to test you with evil.
Right.
There'll be nothing he doing that the paper will say, you know, the Lord treated you like Puffy was doing. No, you'll never have that.
Right.
Let's get some more. Where we at? We can hold that.
Right, that's it.
We got about 15 minutes, y'all. What I want to do is give you a little homework. But I tell you what, let's hit these one-liners and then I'm going to get homework. Because I just want to go over the Day of Atonement. Just that section is only just two verses or whatever. But Matthew 10:28, we're going to run these 3, y'all. Then I'm going to give you the law for homework concerning all of this. About images, fake images. See, the devil is going to set up an image, y'all. And what he wants to do is clone you. See, that's what cloning is. I need a version of you that represents me. Y'all understand what I'm saying? That's what a clone is. Because technically he can't clone an individual. What he clones is the generations, the father and son. Like black exploitation movies ain't just started with us. They've been around, and that's Clone and Tyrone because they only give us pimps, prostitutes, and drug dealers. I don't care what movie it is. I don't care where we go to the top. Those are the three that you'll be involved with. So all what's getting cloned is just the next generation getting cloned into the same three things that they chase after like God. Drugs, sex, and women. That's the final outcome. Superfly had us, didn't they, Elisha?
Yeah.
The Mac.
Want to get them long coats and,
Stop playing.
you know, grow a long baby fingernail.
Yeah.
Y'all know what I'm saying?
Snorting cocaine with that. Well, that's what they were doing.
Yeah, that's what they were doing, yeah. Yes, sir.
In that Superfly movie. where
Yeah.
The animals in trouble because they sold so many mink coats for us.
Oh, yeah, look, boy. But look, at once again, yeah, they killing animals. Boy, they sold so many mink coats was out there. And look here, yeah.
71, 72.
Yes, sir.
So many mink coats sold.
Boy, look
Sun
here.
hats.
And boy, you trying to rub yours down with olive oil because it's Rottweiler fur. You know, you got it at Platinums. You know, it look like the real deal, don't it, dog? Platinum sold the fake stuff that lead, yeah, well, lead man, yeah. Everything Platinum sold was like lead man,
Right, yeah.
but not for the cost.
No, not at all.
Go ahead, y'all. So Matthew 10:28, Colossians 1:15, and Colossians 3:10, and then I'm just gonna hit on Day of Atonement because it's something very important. It starts on the 10th day, but it's saying something about you got to be ready on the 9th day, and that's a lot of things people are not prepared for. Why did it jump back a day? Y'all understand what I'm saying? So one is always like a prep day. It's like Christmas Eve for Christmas. I hate to use that term, but everything got prepped on Christmas Eve for the big day, so to speak. So we have to get prepped for the big day of atonement. You have to get yourself ready. You just can't do like this. Oh, atonement starts in an hour.
All right.
Even if you do quit eating, or you like say you ain't prepped to quit eating, even if you just ate a meal before, you'll be hungry in 2 hours because your body is saying, I need to eat again. So you have to start weaning your body from saying that to you. So let's get caught up with these real three, and then y'all we'll just hit that and we'll close out.
Let's start at 10, that's 26.
Okay, Matthew 10:26.
Yeah, the book of Matthew chapter 10 and verse 26.
And it's about what you can do, or what he says, who has control of the soul.
Said, fear them not therefore, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and hid that shall not be known. What I tell you in darkness, that speak ye in light.
So that's what the Messiah tell us, shouted on the rooftop. Go ahead.
And what ye hear in the ear, that preach ye upon the housetop. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul. But rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell.
See, the devil don't have that power because he'll be there too being destroyed. You understand what I'm saying? He's just looking for company. But he can't force you. He can't trick you. He just have to make you doubt God. He has to make you say, I should have followed my first mind after taking the mark of the beast. See, that's when a lot of people going to say, I should have followed my first mind. And he going to say, those who have taken the mark of the beast, you ain't no need you coming begging me about nothing. That's when they'll be weeping and gnashing their teeth because your teeth going to go unlocked. And you're going to be telling, I'm sorry. Don't want to hear it. Depart from me. You understand what I'm saying? That's how serious it's going to be. So Colossians 1:15 and Colossians 3:10, y'all, we just want to inform y'all how we got to be in the image of the Messiah. And when it says, y'all, we have to put on Christ, y'all, you can't put on a Christ that's blemished because you can't be healed.
Right.
So when they say Joseph is his father, that's a blemished lamb. No disrespect to Joseph, but Joseph ain't never said that's my son.
Right.
Physical son that came out of me.
He told Joseph, I was about my father's business.
Yes, sir.
Joseph didn't say nothing.
You know what they like to go to, Elijah, where it say, and the man asked, isn't this your mother, Mary, and your father, Joseph? So you take what somebody else say over the individual itself.
Yeah.
Notice what these camps do. They never take the words of the individual.
No.
They say them individuals are crazy. Take my word.
They trust false witnesses.
Yeah, like talk about John the Baptist. They say, well, he was Elijah. The scriptures say he was Elijah. That was in the spirit. He just came with the same power that Elijah did, screaming on people.
That's right.
But y'all asked him, "Are you Elijah?" And he said, "No, I'm the one crying in the wilderness. I'm Isaiah. What is that? 30? What is that? Crying in the wilderness. Isaiah 30, 31. But that's whatever. It's 40.
Okay.
Crying in the wilderness. He said, I'm that prophecy. That's me. I'm not Elisha.
Right.
I'm the one crying in the wilderness. That's why I'm crying in the wilderness. I'm John. Oh, see, that nigga crazy. You know, they said he was crazy out there eating them grasshoppers and walking around that grass skirt and hollering at folks. See, he went off. They will actually tell you that. And you looking at them scriptures. Oh, I guess he is going off. But see, if they get you to believe that, but we got to hit that Luke 1, and if they get you to believe that, then your mind is tampering with being reprobate. But let's just run these real quick, and then hit that Luke for me. And this is so y'all understand that he was baptized in the womb. So to go at him and say anything about him, how he was formed and what he's doing. No, I'm good. I'll take some of that salad. I mean, that soup. Yeah. Okay, go ahead, bro. Who got it?
Start at 12.
Go ahead. Because we got about 10 minutes. Go ahead.
Colossians chapter 1, verse 12.
Yeah.
Give thanks unto the Father, which hath made us meet to be partakers of the inheritance of the saints in light.
Yes, sir.
Who hath delivered us from the power of darkness.
What did he deliver us from?
From the power of darkness. And hath translated us unto the kingdom of his dear Son, in whom we have redemption through his blood, even the forgiveness of sins.
See, even in the forgiveness, but it's got to be true believer in Christ. You got to acknowledge what's wrong, and you got to put him on. You can't put him on as a sinner. If you put him on and say I'm equal, what you putting him on for? Right. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Who is the image of the invincible God.
Who is he the image of?
The invincible God. The firstborn of every creature.
Every creature. Yeah. Yeah, same thing. Same thing, but you were right in there. But the firstborn of everything, the Messiah was the firstborn out of everything that existed in the universe. So let's you hold that. So that's what we got to look at him from, not from the confusion of is he a Roman son? Was Mary messing around? But as the firstborn of every creation. When you go back to the beginning, like you always say, go back to the beginning. Go back to the beginning of me. I'm the volume of the book. I didn't just show up in Bethlehem. I've been here. I was here when Adam was formed. He's the one that walked Adam down the aisle, so to speak. He's the father of Adam, because the earth was given to him. Yeah, if y'all understand what I'm saying, in the supernatural realm, to make the connection. Go ahead. What else to say?
Verse 16.
Yeah.
For by him were all things created, that are in heaven and that are in the earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions, or principalities or powers. All things were created by him and for him.
So when you understand that about Christ, the earth is his. Yes. Heaven is the Father's footstool. Yes. Christ is the representative down here. He's the perfect image of his Father. No deceit found in his mouth. No nothing, no bad about it. No bad talk, no nothing, only good. So that's the image of his Father, and that's how we try to be like Christ. Well, if he got over the hump, all we got to do is just pattern ourselves after him. Let's get some more of that Colossians 3 and
Verse
10.
17.
No, where you at? No, just jump to 3 and 10, or you need to read that. No, go ahead, jump to 3 and 10. Yeah.
Oh, we ain't going to 18?
No.
Colossians chapter 3, verse 10.
Start at 8.
Colossians chapter 3, verse 8.
Yeah.
But now ye also put off all these: anger,
Put off anger,
wrath,
put off wrath,
malice, blasphemy, filthy communications out of your mouth.
What kind of conversation?
Filthy communications out of your mouth. Lie not one to another, seeing that ye have put off the old man with his deeds, and have put on the new man, which is renewed in knowledge after the image of him that created him.
So that's the new man. That's got to be after the image of Messiah. See, what the devil want to do and his friends, they want to bring that old man out. They want that old man that would, you know, you need me to ride with you.
Right.
You know,
Let me out the car.
you know, it ain't nothing but a phone call.
Let me out the car.
You know, let me out the car, you know, so, you know, that's what they want. But y'all, what I want to do real quick is just get into Leviticus 23 so we can just, about the Day of Atonement, then we get this homework out. Because there's when we talk about the soul, I tell you what, before we do that, while y'all get to that, I need that Luke 1:15 real quick. Y'all go ahead and get to this Leviticus 23, but real quick, Elijah, Luke 1:15. And this is just about John the Baptist, because some people are from the womb and some are in the womb.
You said 1:15?
Yeah, Luke 1:15.
Luke chapter 1. When I get there,
Yes, sir.
verse 15.
You need to back it up. So just 1:15, but that should be good. And this is when Elizabeth, his mother, and Zachariah, his daddy, they didn't have no children and they were old. Go ahead.
I'm going to start at 11.
Okay.
And there appeared unto him an angel of the Most High standing on the right side of the altar of incense.
Uh-huh.
And when Zacharias saw him, he was troubled and fell upon him, and fear fell upon him. But the angel said unto him, Fear not, Zacharias, for thy prayer is heard, and thy wife Elizabeth shall bear thee a son, and thou shalt call his name John. And thou shalt have joy and gladness, and many shall rejoice at his birth. For he shall be great in the sight of the Most High, and shall drink neither wine nor strong drink. He shall be filled with the Holy Ghost, even from his mother's womb.
So, and this is exactly like what happened with Samson and Judges. Go ahead.
And many of the children of Israel shall he turn to the Most High, their Elohim.
Uh-huh.
And he shall go before him in the spirit and power of Elias,
Uh-huh.
to turn the hearts of the fathers to the children, and the disobedient to the wisdom of the just, to make ready a people prepared for the Most High.
So right here we see from his birth, he was birthed to do this, to turn the people's heart, the crying in the wilderness, to turn them back to righteousness like Elijah did.
Right.
That was his mission in the womb. So when you say people, but he could have went off. Don't get it twisted because he was born like that. He just followed his mission from the womb.
That's right.
Samson fell off.
Right.
And he'd say the same thing in Judges. He just fell off. He started drinking. He started touching dead bodies. He was with women and he's supposed to be a Nazarite. John followed his orders. Samson didn't.
Right.
Same two born. So this is what we want you to understand. But y'all give a little homework. But hit Leviticus 23 and then I give out the homework on the 10th day. That's what we need to get because the Day of Atonement is next Shabbat, y'all. And it's going to be a high Sabbath. So we're going to have to know when we have to start getting prepared for the fast. You're going to have to cut it early.
I'm coming here looking for no chicken, none of that next week.
So there ain't going to be nothing to eat next week.
Right now.
There ain't going to be nothing to eat next week, y'all. We're going to live off of spiritual food next week.
I'm looking at you, Corey.
Why you looking at me? All come to eat.
Go ahead, bro. Leviticus 23, and we'll start the 10th day. What we had, we did the 7th month. Okay, 7 months, 7 days.
7:26.
7:26? Yeah, that's it.
Verse
7, yeah.
27.
Yeah. Leviticus 23:26. Go ahead.
And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Also on the 10th day of this 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be an holy convocation unto you. And you shall afflict your souls, and offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High.
On what day of the month that say?
10th day.
Okay.
And ye shall do no work in that same day, for it is the day of atonement, to make an atonement for you before the Most High your Elohim.
Uh-huh.
For whatsoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall be cut off from among his people.
So basically, Messiah is saying, if you think you ain't got no sins to atone for, you're going to be cut off. Because you got some sins you need to atone for. We just don't know what they are. Run the felony list, 1 Corinthians 6 and 9. If you on that felony list, you need to be atoning. For 24 hours, I got to get off your list, Lord. I got to get off that list. 1 Corinthians 6 and 9 and Ezekiel 18, the whole chapter, is the felony list. And you got to, on that Day of Atonement, come clean and get off that list. Not because I got caught or not because it's the Day of Atonement. Or I can't just say, well, if I offended you, I'm sorry. What about if it's the Lord?
Right.
You can't just tell him that you sorry. You have to repent and turn away from that evil. Go ahead. What else to say?
And whatsoever soul it be that doeth any work in that same day, the same soul will I destroy from among his people.
So the Most High is saying any work. So at this point, what he wants you to do is not be into nothing that's going to take your mind away from doing the Day of Atonement. Because if you need to repent about something and that individual is at work, they may make you mad on the Day of Atonement.
Right.
And that's what the devil gonna do. That's what the devil coming for. Y'all be extra careful. And not only that, it's falling on the Sabbath, so it's gonna be a high feast day, a high holy day, when a feast day fall on the Sabbath. So if he can get in now, boy, he really gonna do some dirt now. If he can get you while you atoning for your bad decisions, and then all of a sudden you get a
make
phone
another
call,
bad decision.
then you make another bad decision. Go ahead.
You should do no manner of work. It should be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings. It shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest.
It's not the Sabbath, but you got to look at it like a Sabbath. Go ahead.
And ye shall afflict your souls in the 9th day of the month at even.
Hold on, wait a minute. Didn't that start off at the 10th day?
Yep.
How we in the 9th day? Go ahead.
From even unto even shall ye celebrate your Sabbath.
So the Sabbath part of it has to start, the rest part has to start on the 9th day at evening. So look, the feast starts Friday at sundown, which starts the Sabbath, right? That's the same day the feast starts. Well, the 9th day is Thursday. Thursday at, just say the evening, if we just want to just say when the street lights come on. But the evening technically starts at 12 noon. So technically Thursday afternoon, that's the evening part of the daylight hours. Anytime between 12 and before sunset or the street lights come on, you have to get your Sabbath prepared or start to go into rest. You can't rest right before the fast starts, or you ain't gonna be able to do it because you're gonna be wore out. Food gonna be on your mind. This gonna be water gonna be on your mind. Thank you, Mark. So that's why I say on the 9th day, go back to the prior evening. So from Thursday evening, even if you start at 12 noon, but it has to be before the street lights come on. That's twilight. That's separating the day. So at that time, you have to get it in before then. You have between 12 and just say 6 p.m. to start your Sabbath. And then you go from Thursday evening all the way to Friday before the sun sets, right at twilight when the street light come on. That's why I said from even to even. That's not sundown to sundown. From even to evening. So you're going to be doing your Sabbath Thursday afternoon till Friday afternoon, right before it get dark. Because when it get dark, Day of Atonement start. You're into a new day. So it gives you time to rest and able to think. You can think clearly when you rest. Let me sleep on it. See, he's giving you a time to sleep on what you need to come to him correct about. You can't come in there tired because you don't remember when you're tired. What you got, Elna?
Yeah, next Shabbat, that's on my brother's funeral.
Next Shabbat, your brother's funeral? Which brother?
He passed, son.
Who? Your blind brother?
Yeah.
Boy, what? Man, you ain't saying nothing.
Yeah, I put it in couple of
Oh, boy, I hate to hear that, boy.
I didn't know that.
Well, send out the info, bro, please. All right? Okay. Sure hate to hear that, bro. Y'all know, bro, came camping, come to all the feast days. Yes, sir. Sorry to hear that, L9. May the Most High be with it. With your whole family, bro. Let's, where we at? On the 9th day? From even to evening, ye shall celebrate your Sabbath. So this is what we got to understand, y'all. Thursday evening, you got to start your rest. You have to rest before you don't eat for a day. And what you're doing is, and like you don't cook and do all that on the Sabbath, you just kind of fix you something. What you're doing is winding it down, shrinking your stomach for that rest day. You ain't eating a whole lot because you're resting. Work requires you to eat and recharge and refuel. So you're just resting from Thursday, 12 to 6 p.m., however you want to do your evening time. And then you take that Thursday evening all the way to Friday, the same time, before it gets dark. Once it gets dark on Friday, we're into the Sabbath, and we're into the holy day. So that's what it means to go back tonight. You know the only other feast day that does that? Passover. It's on the Feast of Unleavened Bread, but the Passover is on the 14th of the month. From even to even, you should kill the Passover and get it ready for the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Those are the only 2 feast days that have you jump back the day before. So if you cannot be in the mind, I hate to use this almost like a Christmas Eve. How everybody get ready for the big day the day before. So all you doing is taking it like a Sabbath. You resting and you just nibbling a little bit. You be like, well, I'm going to eat that salad and I'm going to drink that 1 glass of water, then I'm through. But if it's 5:45 and you can see the sun going down and you got this plate and you going like this and you watching the watch and you going and glunk, 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 glunk.
You just made it greedy.
See, yeah. And your soul can't be afflicted at that point because you can't come clean about your, already you done showed you a glutton right before the feast.
Right.
And you going into atonement and you eat like that, so you have to cut that off. But with that said, y'all, I hope everybody got some good understanding about that. We'll kind of try to go over it a little bit more, but y'all got to be conscious of the 9th day, getting yourself prepared and the Sabbath rest to get ready for the Day of Atonement that's coming. And you really gonna have to do it. This is a high holy day this time. So you can't be manipulating the law. You have to look at it like Christ when he fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. That's 960 hours. We can't do one. Elijah, we can't do one.
Nope.
He did 960.
We have a problem doing 5 minutes.
And after the devil got through trying to tempt him, then it said the angels brought him food.
Right.
Because his spirit, his flesh, he still had flesh like we did, was wore out after 960 hours. And we crying about 1 hour, and then, Elijah, please don't be doing this.
Oh, man, don't.
Sorry, it's almost. 6:30. Domino's, yeah, this me again. I'm looking at the menu. Yeah. Send over 2 of them Big Mama specials, and if you can, I'll give you extra if you stop at the liquor store and get me something to drink. And
Some beer.
so what happens is you come off of that fast and stuff it all in again. Well, your stomach then shrank a little bit.
Right.
Whether you believe it or not, 24 hours will shrink your stomach. Now it explodes out like this. Now you uncomfortable.
Right.
Belching and,
Sinning.
from both ends, and just, and you're complaining about what I just ate. Well, I didn't eat yesterday, so I was just doubling up. And see, that fast also get you time if you have to take medicine to get yourself prepared for the medicine part of it. If you have to say must take with food, and they say take daily, you have to time that just right. If I take it at this time, then the atonement will be over before I have to take it again. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But during that time, you ask the Most High, if it's any way possible, Lord, I know you do all things. Can you deliver me from that I don't need this medicine when I come off of this? Because it's to release strongholds.
Right.
Y'all understand what I'm saying? But with that, y'all, we're going to close on out, but I want to get into this little bit of homework. And these are the laws concerning the images. Leviticus 26:1.
Hold on, 1 minute.
Okay. And y'all, the whole book of Psalms, y'all, is David talking with his consciousness. Notice every word he uses soul. David very rarely ever used his flesh. Every psalm usually talks about the soul. That's what David is talking about. Protect me from that, because the flesh gonna die anyway. Satan can take the flesh. But I'm talking about my soul that got to dwell with you. And that's what every psalm, I don't care what psalm it is, David mentions the word soul, not flesh. So Leviticus 26:1, Exodus 20:4, Deuteronomy 27:15. So those are the homework assignments. But what we want them to look at too is Acts chapter 3, verse 1 and 2. or 2 on down. Yeah, I got them up there too. I need to get them. But to know and to put on the Messiah, we may have to do a part 2 to this. Is Hebrews, we'll go over it, the homework. Hebrews 1 all is tell you about the creation created before, like we read in that Colossians, before all creatures. Read that whole first chapter of Hebrews 1. And all of Isaiah 44 talks about Israel as well as the Messiah. The image of Israel must be in the image of the Messiah. It says some would name his surname after this. One would say I'm this. He said, but if you ain't naming Christ, all your name calling is nothing. It's like non-messianics use all them Hebrew words but don't believe in the Messiah. So where you at? Deuteronomy 27:15, you got that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then now these are the ones, y'all, that people born with a ailment and the Messiah healed them. What you have to figure out is like how John the Baptist was born and how the blind man was born. So Acts 3, and you start at verse 2 and kind of read on down, read that whole chapter, because Peter is saying, I didn't make him walk. This was so y'all could see the power of the Most High, that he'd been crippled his whole life and he started walking. So that's Acts chapter 3, verse 2 on down. And then also read Acts chapter 14 and 8 down. And what that's going to tell you about is people that was born lame, born blind, and like they asked about the blind man, who did sin? Ain't nobody seeing none of these. Certain people are born a certain way so that the glory of the Most High come through. Because normally they spend all their money with the physician. See, because you didn't ask to be born like that. You got 23 chromosomes from your mother and 23 from your father. It's some bad side on each one of them. But you didn't ask for that. Because if we could have asked who you want to be your parents, and they say this what you get to pick. This will be your life, or this will be your life in the ghetto, doing this, eating annihilators, or Chico sticks, or would you take this, right? So we didn't ask to be here, and sometimes that's why I was saying about fornication, because a lot of times that last one, the sexuality spirit, if fornication get a hold of it, that's the one you have to keep in righteousness, because the offspring will suffer behind your hip swiveling. See, that's why the child David had with Bathsheba had to die. And not only that, probably looking like, I don't know for sure, but it was looking like it was a boy child. Because they had to put him down. The child, the Most High, took the breath from that child on the 7th day. Not the 8th day, which he had been circumcised. So you can't circumcise him into unrighteousness, because he's born of adultery. And then he's going to the kingdom because he can't be responsible for what David and Bathsheba did. David says the child dead. They're like, yeah, he dead. They're like, well, why you eating now? He say, I was fasting and praying, hoping that the child's life would be saved for what I did. But the Lord say, no, I can't adjust the rules for you on this one. This child cannot be a part of this, because he'll never live it down. Everybody will be saying that's supposed to be Uriah's son. And he's heir to the throne, and he came out of adultery. No, David, we can't do this. So I'm going to have to take that child. And that's why David said, ain't no need me fasting no more. He can't come back here once God take the breath from him, but I can go to him. Now, is that to the lake of fire? Or what David always talk about in the Psalm? Where he want to be, dwelling with the Most High, right? So that's what he's saying. The child is automatically going to the kingdom. He didn't ask to be born like that. But he got my punishment. I ate the sour grapes, but his teeth are on edge behind that. And then that's why Matthew 1 lets you know that this is now a righteous marriage. And who was, it gives the list, and it said who was the son, and David, and it said who was Solomon, or Bathsheba, who was Uriah. It says who was the wife, or Bathsheba, who was the wife of Uriah. Why is that in Matthew 1? Because it wants you to know that lineage had to be stopped. That child was cut off. It says now she's David's wife. That's why I said who was the wife of Uriah. But now she's David's wife. And guess who come next? Solomon. So now the bloodline start going back again. Through a righteous son. That's through a righteous marriage. Y'all feel me on that?
Yes.
So the other child, it had to go because of that. Because it talks about an unlawful bed that brings forth children. So that's why Satan jumped on that spirit. Because he wants children born out of wedlock. And who is the biggest people on earth with that problem right now? What's the most confusing day in America?
Oh, Father's Day.
What?
Father's Day.
Yeah.
I'm the mommy and the daddy.
Yeah, see, it's the most confusing day in America for Hebrew. Father's Day. Who my daddy? Maury Povich, can you tell me who my daddy is? Y'all understand what I'm saying? So that ain't hit nobody but us because they're teaching us like Dusty Red now. She's telling them as young as 5, get into this with no protection. That's why her gifts are what she's selling: gonorrhea, STD, yellow discharge.
That's what she's giving out.
Do they really
I want
smell
y'all to
like
understand,
these
where does all those diseases come from? What causes all those diseases?
Sexual immorality.
That's what causes it, and she's selling that. So they're paying her. She's not selling her soul, she's selling her flesh, which is compromising her soul, because the script say he selleth his soul for that. But you don't have no power to sell your soul. All you're doing is singing iniquity and doing iniquity, which is put your soul in jeopardy. It's basically throwing, like for a man, it'd be like throwing your testicles on the crap table.
Here come them days.
She looked clean.
Savage.
She looked clean. So y'all got that, but y'all get all the acts and everything.
Yes, sir.
We got any questions or concern too by y'all? And what we what we normally do is have to pick up the following week when we have such a lot of homework, because that all that's Isaiah 44 is the whole chapter. So there's things in there that have to be broken down and explained. So we'll pick it back up, y'all. You can't sell your soul. You can get into righteousness with your flesh, and you can cause your soul to go into condemnation. Because look, we're bought with a price.
That's it, man.
So you can't sell what's already been bought.
That's it.
Legally you can't, if you didn't get it legally.
Right.
So you can't buy your way out, or you can't sell what don't belong to you, because you've been put in this situation. So actually they think selling their soul or going for all them contracts will get them out of slavery. If I get this, I won't suffer like them broke niggas down there in the Sirius building.
Right.
See, because I got yachts, I got mansions, I'm over here partying with all the rich white folks and stuff, and they at my, but what are y'all doing?
Right.
What are you championing? That
Sin.
party.
Sin. Champion sin.
You have something too, by?
Yeah, 1 Corinthians 6:19, what Daniel was just hitting on. And it says, what? Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost, which is in you,
Yeah.
which ye have of God?
Yeah.
Ye are not your own.
You are not your what?
You are not your own. But ye are bought with a price. Therefore glorify God in your body and in your spirit, which are God.
So you have to. You ain't bought with a price. You don't have the power to change that around. The devil convinces you to do that because he's saying, God will forgive you. He don't care what type of wrong you doing. He know your heart. And that's to allow me to continue to do wicked. But if you die in your transgression, if you die believing that lie, or you die just want to be somebody's fool, y'all, and it's going to be rough, and that's what this atonement for, is to clear us of this. Now, if Diddy was really thinking he'd get into this day of atonement while he was up in there, he ain't eating anyway. Might as well put it to use. Y'all understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And come back. See if it's possible to come back, but if it's true what those things said, it'd been better that you had not been born if you touched a child.
That's right.
So if that's true, it's going to be rough on them.
They showed some little youngsters at this party the other day. I was
It's
like,
true,
boy,
bro.
what is that?
There's too many witnesses of it.
Yeah.
Y'all, and that's why we have to be extra careful. And the children was given, I'm saying this, we're going to close out. The children were given us as our behavior measuring. So that's why every time what events we have, if we keep children around, it'll keep us from iniquity. Unless we let the children be bad.
Right.
But the children are going to make you always say, wait a minute, little boy over there. Wait a minute, that little girl right there. So we have to be careful. Even though certain things are legalized, you still can't just do it because they're not ready for that.
Right.
A lot of these things are mind altering only in the sense, not saying mind altering to do bad, sometimes our mind ought to do good. But with a little child like that and he get caught up in that, it could be detrimental. He's a child. You know, and Satan will play with him differently. And what they want to do is give drugs to children.
Yeah.
And that's what the campaign is now. Always say you on something. AHD, you can't behave.
Right.
Well, we had AHD, but we had the HS, a house shoe. And the old gal will pull that off. I don't care what age you was.
Or a rat tan.
A rat tan.
Or a stick from a tree.
Some from that
Something.
to get it back in the right like it's supposed to be. Like that lady wouldn't make her child sit down on the bus, and my mama got bunions that make Paul Bunyan look like he about 2 feet. She had the most comfortable tennis shoes with the bunion cut out, and these tennis shoes were so comfortable you could use them as a pillow. Well, them bunions, that shoe didn't know about my mama's bunion, and that little boy was jumping from seat to seat, and he cut right on the edge of my mama's shoe right there. And she moved it back, and the mom, sit down, little Jimmy, sit down, little Jimmy. And little Jimmy crossed that foot again. My mama say, woman, do you want me to whoop that boy's ass for you? And he jumped in her lap. She said, no, man, well, you better tell him to sit down. He almost just stepped on my corn, and I'm tired. And we was on the bus, y'all. And everybody got quiet. And then they just bust out laughing because they like, wow. But she meant that. If you can't control it, I will. And what she said, the devil left him because he jumped in his mama's lap. Children know at that age too what they doing wrong. Children know. They'll look to pull somebody and they look
Proverbs
back at you.
26 said a child even knows when he's doing wrong.
Yeah, he know.
Hey, Daniel.
Yes, sir.
When my brother was living, he was blind. A little nephew, he would sit like little toy trucks in front of him
Yeah.
watching us.
No, he didn't, boy. No, he didn't, boy. Bad little something.
He really was blind, yeah.
Put something in his path, huh?
Yeah.
Boy, now who told him that but
He
the
should have
devil?
flipped it right at his head.
Well, he couldn't see it.
He knew it was there.
No, I'm just saying that the child didn't know it. He just put it down. Now, you know, that's terrible, but children do bad things. That's why I say the rod of correction will drive them far from it. You have to put a licking on it.
A child will try it.
You can't say they have that in mind. What you saying, like?
The art of manipulation they learn first.
Yeah, look,
How
that's
to
what Adam and
manipulate to
Eve
get what they
learned.
want.
Yes, sir.
And they'll try you to see how far they can go.
And tell you how good it is. Right now, y'all say that we're gonna close out. Y'all can Google right now. Man whoops lions with house shoe.
Right, I saw that.
He got them when they were cubs. I want y'all to understand this. There was a bunch of lions. He got them when he was cubs. And when they would bite or do a thing, he pop them on the nose with that house shoe. And as they were growing up, I'm talking about 2 big lions. I'm talking about man eaters. And they were growling. He pulled that shoe off. Do you know they stopped immediately? See, that's why we come back as adults, not to cut you off lies and say, I'm so glad she whooped my rear end. Because that saved me. Everybody else that didn't get whooped is a where?
In jail or dead.
Y'all, we know the talk. But y'all Google that right now, lion cubs with the house shoe. And I'm talking about they were grown, and they be all finna get at the food. He pulled that shoe off. He just pull it off, and they bag up, boy, like it's lightning. I ain't never seen nothing like that, but that's the dominion over beasts that he gave Adam too.
Right.
You can train them the same way. Dogs, every animal. You come in the trash out. Who did that? What they do?
Oh, I can just, my dogs hear the belt buckle of my belt. They like, oh,
Here he come.
somebody in trouble. And it ain't me. I'm going the other way. I can say, who want to whoop it? Oh, they turn around and, not me. Because I got on that butt early when they were puppies.
Yeah.
All my dogs, all my beasts, I whooped them like children when they were puppies.
Yeah.
So when they got grown, because I got big, vicious dogs. I got Rottweilers, Bull Masters, and
Yes,
Pit
sir.
Bulls. And they all I got is they just start clowning. Who want to whoop it? They get quiet and go on about their business. Like, no, we
It's
don't
almost
get
like they
nothing.
know.
We don't want that smoke.
Y'all, that shoe will do it. And it don't really put no marks on them. But it's just the sound of it, and when you pull it off, they know exactly. It's whooping time.
It's like cocking a pistol.
That's what it's like to them children. They like, uh-oh. But for both beast and man, it worked, y'all. And that's all we want to say to all the scriptures that say discipline your children. That's exactly what it means. And the woman grow the child up till he reach his manhood, and then the father takes over. That's why the mother have to be on them. That's why we just can't look at mothers and just cast them aside and they got their child, because you can't raise them at that age. A child is looking for nourishment. A child is looking for that, because if he start crying, you ain't gonna pick him up. Right. Cut it out, Junior. Right. You in my image. Now cut all that. But the mama will take him, you know. Yeah. Now look, you know you was mad. You made your daddy mad, and you made me mad too. I had to get you, but I'll get you again now, okay? Right. Ooh, okay, mama. But daddy ain't gonna be holding them like that, you know, because he want them to be, boy, quit that crying.
Shut up, boy.
Shut up, boy.
Before
I give you something to cry about. What was all that then?
Yeah.
Right.
We got anything too bad before we close out?
No, sir. They say an outstanding lesson, excellent class.
Y'all, if y'all got any more questions concerning the Day of Atonement, which is coming up, most high willing, we'll be on the show tomorrow. We'll go over it again if you need it, because what's happening is y'all still getting calls the day before, the week of, after going through class. There's a miscommunication still going on somewhere. You understand what I'm saying? And that's thinking I don't have to do these, or it's just routine. Why are we doing it? If you don't put the meaning behind it, you're just doing it. Like Israelites that think they supposed to have lamb at the Passover. If you ain't got it, you in error. That means they ain't put on Christ.
Right.
And you want animals still to die for you. Well, them animals got them house shoes for you, sick of dying for your ass.
You willful sinner.
Yes, sir.
Well, I don't know what it is, boy. Tobias, your chin whiskers, boy, they're mighty impressive.
Yes,
He must be on that Paisley juice.
No, what happened is that formula, Rich, is working for Rich. But it's working on him upside down. See, his throat's supposed to be like that. He's supposed to be looking like Cooler right now. It's 5 o'clock, y'all. But Rich over there had it grown in all them spots. He had her like that since that 8th grade group photo.
You got hang time.
All right, family. We're going to get this closing prayer. And it is with the Most High's permission. And is in the name of his only begotten and beloved Son, our Lord and Savior and our Redeemer, Yahushua HaMashiach. But we know him as Jesus the Christ, y'all. Long live the King.
Long live the King.
Reading in the book of Psalms.
Read.
In the 91st chapter.
Yes, sir.
It reads, He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty.
Yes.
I will say to the Most High, He is my refuge and my fortress, my Elohim.
Yes, sir.
In him will I trust.
Yes.
Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler,
Yes, sir.
and from the noisome pestilence.
Yes.
He shall cover thee with his feathers,
Yes.
and under his wings shalt thou trust.
Yes, sir.
His truth shall be thy shield and buckler.
Yes.
Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night,
Yes.
nor for the arrow that flieth by day,
Yes.
nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday.
Yes, sir.
1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee.
Read.
Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked.
Yes, sir.
Because thou hast made the Most High, which is my refuge, even the Most High thy habitation.
Yes, sir.
There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling.
Yes, sir.
For he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways.
Yes.
They shall bear thee up in their hands.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Thou shalt tread upon the lion and adder. The young lion and the dragon shall thou trample under feet.
Yes, sir.
Because he hath set his love upon me.
Yes.
Therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he hath known my name.
Yes, sir.
He shall call upon me,
Yes.
and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life
Yes.
will I satisfy him and show him my salvation. Hallelujah! Say
Yes, sir. Psalm 91 all around. Y'all got a shekel or two, we greatly appreciate it. Thank you, worldwide audience and family, y'all, for all y'all do for the ministry, y'all. We got to keep it going. We got to stay 10 toes down, y'all. We got to be unshakable, unmovable as we getting into this, y'all.
Unfadable.